Okay, hello everyone. So I don't even know if this is gonna be working or not at all. So, um, yeah. So I've been trying to stream Xenoblade Chronicles 2 for the last 2 hours now. And I can't get it to work. Is this is it? Do I have sound on? Um, yeah, I have it turned off for me, but you guys can listen to it. I don't know. I'm just annoyed right now. So, yeah, I don't know, guys. I tried to make it work with the audio, but I got really bad crackling. I got really bad crackling, and I can't. It's like driving me crazy because I first of all don't like wearing earbuds or headphones or anything like that. I don't like that because it gives me a headache like really easily. Like I don't like when sound gets fed right into my brain. It's just not, I don't know, some about that just irks me. So I like to have them like, you know, just I just like to, I if I'm playing a video game, obviously I'm gonna have to use audio. Like I can't just like not have audio for myself, right? Especially for a game like that. But I have crackling the whole time, and that's so irritating because it sounds like I'm listening to a record player, and I'm not. So it's just very like, what the hell, you know? I'm gonna turn the sound on a little bit for me here, just a little bit. Nothing crazy, just so I get a little bit of sound. Yeah, so that kind of fell through, and I'm sorry. I don't know if I can get this fixed. I have a feeling it has to do with my capture card. I have a feeling my capture card is like going out or something, because I used to never have those problems, guys. I used to never have those issues at all. Who is it? I don't know who that is. I used to never have issues like that. So it's just very strange that I'm sitting here now and I have all these audio issues. Like there's like certain solutions that people had online that used to work for me because I used to have sometimes like issues and all it was like switching over one setting and then the crackling was gone and I was like, oh, okay, cool. But now it's like it comes and goes and it's really strange and I don't know what it's based off of, and I've tried different plugs here and different plugs there, and then I don't know. I don't know. So um if I can't figure out that situation, I don't know what I'm gonna be doing with that game. Um, so I wanted to do something though, so I'm just streaming. I'm just streaming random shit. So. Because I know it has nothing to do with like my streaming program, because everything else is fine. It's just when I'm trying to stream from that game. Where is the commander not doing it? Tiny ass guardian. Are you actually guardian though? They are. Yeah. Kinda sucks, but you know, it is what it is. I don't know. And there was like hundreds of people with the same problem online. Like I'm telling you, you put that the issues that I'm having with it into like the search engine, and there's literally like pages upon pages upon pages of people with the same problems, and everyone has like a specific solution, but it's really funny because none of them are coming from the people that make the capture card. So I'm just sitting here and I'm like having to think about like getting a new capture card, which is like something I cannot afford right now. So I'm just kind of like whatever, you know. It kind of sucks because I was really getting into the game, but with that, like, no, that's definitely not. Jesus, my friends are like so low. I mean, they're not that low. Some people can't even get 30 in World vs. World, so. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. So I apologize that that is not maybe I don't know what people I don't know. As you can tell, I'm very irritated right now, so it's just very whatever-ish. I'm gonna grab something to drink. I'll be right back. Alright. Everyone left me. Oh, they're trying to take. Perfect. They're trying to take Stonewest Castle. What was that? Did you see that? That was weird. I don't know what that was. Alright. But yeah, so I even had like a little. I was doing like a little. Talked a little bit about stuff that's happening with the channel and stuff, and I just. Yeah, I don't know. It's not all gone, but it's just the crackling was just like insane. And I don't know if it was popping up on your guys' end, but it was driving me crazy. I was just like, I'm going insane because I have crackling happening right into my brain. And no, thanks. I'm okay with that. How are we outnumbered? We have a giant Zerg. That bodes not well at all for us. This match is also very evenly, well, not right now, but this afternoon, it was super even, I'll tell you that. But yeah, well, I hope you guys are doing good nonetheless. Like I said, I'm doing great. I'm just very irritated with what happened. So let's kind of talk about, I'm gonna repeat all the quote-unquote announcements that I had from earlier when I first started streaming. But so first of all, I'm not wearing any merch, okay, but I do have a merch store that's in the description if you guys want to check something out. I have more ideas that are coming there. The only issue with them is that they take a long. Ooh, I really like this. Look at this. That looks really cool. Get out of the way, people. I'm looking at some fashion here, okay? Where is he? Lost him in the crowd. But yeah, so I have other ideas for some stuff, but the problem is I'm just like one man, right? I'm just one person, and you know, I work a full-time job and I live by myself, so I have to take care of the house by myself and I have to do everything by myself pretty much, right? So there's only so much time that I can invest. Because I'm also working on a video, so I have a video coming out, guys, or that I'm working on. I don't know when that's coming out. That is going to be completely different than what I have been, what the last video was. So the last video was the dual classing Guild Wars 2, and I kind of talked a little bit about how. Can I join the squad here? Is that? And I kind of talk about, well, the thing is, you know, the video is about like something. They talk about technical things, right? In the video, in the video series, I talk about the technical things of each class and stuff, and it has nothing to do with lore really. There's a little bit of lore tied to some of the stuff, but it's not something like super lore heavy and yada yada yada. So the video that I'm working on right now is a little bit different, and it's a little, it's it's pseudo lore, it's fake lore, right? It's stuff that I've made up, that I've come up with, and yeah, and I'm kind of wanting to show that off. It's something that I've talked about before, where this is a story that I wrote about Stonemist Castle and yada yada yada, all this stuff, and I wanted to make a video, so I'm working on it. I'm trying to make it fun. I'm trying to make it interesting. I'm trying to make it something different than what I've had before. So, you know, I don't know. I'm just trying to like make it. It's gonna be a little different. It's gonna be different, but it's super fun. It's a little story that I came up with. So I'm working on that, and I worked on that all day today. Okay, I spent like a big chunk of my day, like 90% of my day, just doing that. There was a couple times I cooked in between, and I, you know, did like other things, like I took out the trash and whatever, right? But most of the day since I've been up, I've been working on a video. So if we're not getting any big announcements tomorrow, I don't know. Tomorrow, you know, tomorrow is Tuesday. ArenaNet might release something, some kind of statement or some kind of something, and blah 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 blah. I didn't talk about the relics because I didn't really feel like there was much to talk about. There's a couple of things to talk about, but I didn't really want to make a video about it. Hey. So yeah, welcome back, Emily. I saw you earlier, but as you can see, my audio is failing me. So here we are doing Guild Wars 2 instead of Xenoblade Chronicles. Welcome, Dark Lord. Long time no see. Welcome back, though. Always a pleasure having you. I worked on the Stonemist Castle. Remember the Stonemist Castle? Where is our commander? Oh, down here. Stonemist Castle. Remember Stonemist Castle? The like, you know, everything here. The story that I wrote. So I'm making that video. Okay, that's gonna be my next video. Unless, like I said, unless ArenaNet tomorrow has some huge announcement or something that's very important that I want to talk about instead, I will release that video and then release the other video probably on the weekend at some point. But if not, I'm just gonna work on it. Probably get it done tomorrow, maybe Wednesday, sometime this week. I don't know, no promises. I don't know how much editing is gonna go into it. But yeah, hey Jacob, welcome. Yeah, so I'm working on that. It's gonna be different than anything I've done before, because like I said, I'm thinking more of it as like a story that I wrote, like a fairy tale kind of thing. So I'm trying to create a little bit of a fairy tale magic to the video. I'm not very successful at that right now. It's not coming out too great, but I just only put like 2 hours into maybe editing the video. Not even like an hour of editing the actual video. So there's gonna be a lot of different things, and I'm gonna add like different effects and different like sound effects and different like, I edited pictures all day today. I have like a dozen pictures that I downloaded for the story that I kind of use as like, you know, the different people in my story. Like I want to have their faces. Like I want to have them be like appear in the story kind of, right? So I kind of have them coming in and out and kind of use them as a, you know, as a way to kind of tell the story a little bit. Because, you know, there's not much footage that I can provide over a fake story. Like fake lore that I've created, I can't show stuff like that. Why feminist hair? Because it's cool, bro. That's why. Okay. Listen, I was like, I'm wearing a purple shirt. I'm gonna make my hair purple. I have a bunch of different. This is not like hair dye or anything. This is a colored wax. I have a bunch of different colors And I was like, you know what? I don't think I've ever used the purple on stream. I've never used the purple on stream because this was the first time I used the purple. That's why. I was like, I looked at it. I was like, oh, I've never used the purple. So I was like, let me use purple. So there we are. We love it. Don't we love it? It's purple hair day. I don't know. It's super fun. It's been really exciting. I'm just really frustrated today because I haven't been able to get the audio working on my Elgato capture card, and it's driving me up the fucking wazoo. So I don't know when I'm gonna be streaming Xenoblade Chronicles 2 next. Not that anyone really cares for that series. Like, it's not, you know, when I stream Guild Wars 2, people, like, a shit ton of people, or even Guild Wars 1, shit ton of people watch, and then I stream Guild Wars 2 or Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and then no one watches. So I don't know if people really are interested, but follow your heart, guys. I made a punny joke. What? All right, they're coming. Anyways, yeah, I hope you guys are doing good. Like I said, member, you can still become a member for the channel. You get a cool badge. And I'm gonna be thinking about if you guys have any interesting ideas for member only things. Like, I'm looking to do giveaways and then giveaways for members only, and I'm trying to do like other ideas, like things specifically for the whole channel and things specifically only for members. So like, you know, I'm trying to find different things that I can do. I'm also thinking, depending on, of course, how my, you know, money situation is coming August, for Secrets of the Obscure, I'm gonna be doing a 3-day. I'm gonna be doing a 3-day stream, or like not. I'm gonna stream 3 days in a row. I'm not gonna stream for 3 whole days because that's just, I can't do that. But I'm looking to do giveaways. I'm hopefully be able to do giveaways. It depends. I don't know. It depends how we're looking next month. I don't know. So the relic post. Good point. Good segue, right? So it was interesting. I mean, I know that there was a lot of controversy with the legendary stuff. I do understand where people are coming from. You know, I get that. The thing for me is why I'm personally not like pissed off or anything, is because I don't have any legendary runes, so I personally couldn't give less of a shit. But I do understand where people are coming from, and I do understand that there's some, you know, validity to the claims that like, hey, we kind of, you know, we should really have an answer to this, and we should get an answer to that. Like, I understand that. You know. Overall, though, I'm excited for it. I'm very excited because with the 2 that they have previewed, it really shows that they can expand on what could happen in combat, right? We could see some really cool effects come into play, because I'm thinking about like the crystals from the Zephyrites one. Like, those crystals probably will look like the crystals that we collect during like Sanctum Sprint and stuff. Like, you know, the little floaty crystals or something. And they'll be floating around the arena, and people can collect them to get like a resolution and protection. So that's kind of cool. I really like that, and it makes me think of like all the different interactions that they could add in with relics. I think there's a lot of ways that they can expand on combat and make it interesting, and probably also expand on like the usability of different builds too, right? Where like certain builds maybe don't perform as well, but now that we have a relic maybe that we can match with them, they're actually like not meta, but they're like very good still to be used in this situation or whatever, right? Open world is so like, you know, the power creep has really destroyed open world to the point where you can use anything, so having more options for that is really nice. But that's, you know, I mean, that's talking like on a like, that's just, you know, we don't have a lot of information, right? I don't, we know nothing about it. We know nothing about all the different things that are coming in. We've seen 2 out of 40 plus that we're getting, and they're going to be adding more and more and more, right? And it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do with it. I don't know. Are you guys excited for it? Are most people excited for it? I think it's, you know, it's a bittersweet thing, because I'm like, I do appreciate where they're coming from with it, but I also think it's going to make balancing even harder of the job, right? They already have issues with balancing, and instead of making it easier for themselves, trying to make it like, I don't know how they could make it easier, but they make it harder for themselves, right? So I don't know. Do you guys think this is a good idea to do? This is probably a lot less work than adding elite specializations, right? But I just think in the long run, that's probably harder than elite specializations. Because so now you have to, with every expansion, you're gonna have to add like new relics and stuff, right? So, I don't know. How do you guys feel? How do you guys feel about it? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff about that. There, like, technicality-wise, like a lot of the stuff was designed as a strike. So I'm guessing this is what happened, guys. Okay, I'm thinking this is what happened, and this is probably something that's still from the End of Dragons release. I think when End of Dragons came out, or right around, even before End of Dragons even came out, they probably had plans to do a season 6 of the Living World, right? And I think that they probably were instructing the strike team to make a strike for season 6. Maybe they've done it where season 4 and 5 was supposed to be, Icewood Saga, which is Living World season 5, was supposed to be the same way, where they split it in 2, right? The first half of season 4 was Palawa Joko, and then the second half was like Krakatorg, right? So I think they were going to do the same thing here, where they probably, and this is just my guess. My guess is that they wanted to do Living World season 6, and they wanted to do 6 episodes. First 3 episodes deal with Kanaxai, and then the second 3 episodes, like the second half of it, deal with something else, right? And they probably instructed the strike team to, hey, you guys have about however long to make a strike, because we want to have a strike at the end of the season, right? They probably had the first half of that Living World season 6 lead up to Kanaxai being the bad guy, and they were like, we want that as a strike. Okay, so then all of that got scrapped, right? They were like, okay, we're not doing Living World anymore, so all those teams were like put into doing something else. But the strike team was probably already very far into making the Kanaxai battle, right? The strike. So they probably were like, okay, we're gonna reutilize that for a fractal, because we don't. I don't know why they didn't just go with the strike mission for Gyala Delph, but they ended up making a fractal for whatever reason. Maybe they were like, okay, listen, we wanna do strikes and fractals, so will you reuse this strike as a fractal or something, is what I'm guessing. Yeah, so I think there was like something about them, it wasn't by mistake that they accidentally like, oh, they made a strike and then they put it as a fractal or whatever. This was probably like because halfway through developing the strike, they cancel. The only reason why, and it's something that no one has actually I haven't seen it mentioned yet. The one thing that people haven't mentioned yet is the zip lines. I was so taken aback when I saw the fractal with the zip lines, and I'm like, but this takes place like 450 years, like 200 years before Guild Wars 1. There was no zip lines, and they reskinned them to be something else. So that tells me that this originally was a strike, which you were like the Kaineng Overlook one, where you use zip lines, right? But they repurposed it. There's all this evidence where it showed this was a strike before, and they're now doing fractals. And I do agree that they can't even keep up with one type. The problem with ArenaNet is, I think they would be better at even, like, let's say 2 things, right? If they settled on 2 things, if they settled on raids and fractals, right? If they were to do those 2 things, ArenaNet could do really good. But the problem is, ArenaNet is addicted as a company to be reinventing the wheel all the time. So we have all these things that they have introduced over the years, and then they dropped it, right? And they went back to other content, or they went back to older content, right? It's like, it's like, okay, how often can you do this, right? How often can you, like, if they were to focus on 2 types, or even say fractals and strikes, right? If they were to focus on specifically fractal and strikes the whole time and say, this is what we're doing, this is our end game, this is what we're doing, then they would be good at it. But the problem is you're shifting your team around constantly between, like, oh, we're doing raids, oh, we're doing fractals, oh, we're doing dragon response missions, oh, we're doing like this, we're doing that, we're doing this, we're doing that, right? And it's like, you can't, you know, it's the repetition thing. If they keep making fractals, then they're going to be really quick at making fractals, because they're going to be like, okay, well, you know, certain things we have to add in. Well, we've added the same kind of stuff in the last fractal or whatever. We've designed a fractal that kind of looks like that or whatever, right? And it's just kind of like it's a repetitive thing. But if you're like, okay, well, now we're doing something else and we're going to format it differently, and we're going to have different masteries included, and we're going to have different things that are going to interact with it, like I'm talking about like DRMs specifically now, then it's just kind of like, you know, it takes the people to kind of time to catch up to that. You know what I mean? If you were to say, hey, we're doing strikes and we're doing fractals, then even new people can look at old fractals and old strikes and say, oh, hey, yeah, we can, you know, we can look at how they made that, or we can look at like how that's designed, and we can kind of design it like that, right? But it's like DRMs were completely different. They were like completely something else, and they had to be redesigned around like using the masteries and using the different things and da 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 da, right? And it's like, I don't know. I just feel like ArenaNet shoots themselves in the foot when they don't keep up with one thing. Decide on what you want to do, ArenaNet. Decide. Do you want to do fractals? If not, just leave them. Just let it go. You know, let it fucking go. But don't do a strike as a fractal and then like switch between the two, because obviously you can tell that they work very differently from each other, the strikes versus the fractals, right? They're mechanically a lot different. Like there's a lot of different parts to them, right? One is 10, one is 5, you know, which is like a completely different, like it changes the encounter completely, and it changes like, you know, the different things you can have in the battle and stuff. The jade color, yeah, that's also a good thing as well. Well, I will say, like, dungeons with the power creep now, dungeons are still pretty, they're pretty good money makers, because you can go through them so quickly now. If you have a really good group of people, you can fly through some of those dungeons, and you can make some decent money with it, because they have, like, this, they drop, like, this whatever, right? Every enemy that you defeat, like, they're still pretty okay money. Obviously, they probably don't compare to, like, top money making things, but I've never been a fan of them. I've been a huge person that's been against doing that. I've been a huge like advocate for not, you know, whatever, like meta builds. I've not been a huge fan of. So you know, I'm just like, I think it's more important that you know what you're playing, and but whatever, and have fun with it. It's a video game, so I don't like being stressed out and be like a sweaty player. I'm not a fan of that at all. But yeah, legendary relics, I want to see. I mean, I think it's, you know, that part kind of really fucking sucks. Not because I don't want people to have the option to have legend. I'm sure eventually I'll get a legendary relic as well. But the problem is we have already so many effects. What are you gonna change for effects now? What are we doing now? We already have infusions out the wazoo, because that's the only end game items that ArenaNet adds is infusions. So how much more obnoxious are you gonna make characters look? Are you gonna burn all of our GPUs to death because you're gonna add something else that's shiny? You know, we have shiny auras and all kinds of shapes and colors and sizes and whatever, right? You have like stuff that's not necessarily an aura, but it makes your character look different. You know, like the dwarven stone one that makes, you know, or all the ones that make your skin look different or whatever, right? There's all of those. It's like, what are you possibly, you have stuff that floats above you, behind you, next to you, you know, you have all of that. You have everything that's shiny, right? Everything, weapons leave footfalls, you have death animations now, you have draw animations, you have all of those things. It's like, what could you possibly add, right? To the effect of that. Like, I don't know. Selectable stats is nice, right? I mean, that part is good. I just can't. I just hate the idea of it becoming like even more visual clutter. You know, with every legendary, there's gonna be some new clutter that gets added to it, and you already can't see what's happening 90% of the time. Look at all the floating orbs. Can you count all the floating orbs that we see? Like it's ridiculous. Like look at all these floating orbs that we have. It's like an army of floating orbs. Like, there's more floating orbs than characters. The runes and sigil don't. You're right. They don't. But I feel like the issue with that thought though is like this is a major feature of an expansion coming out, so they're probably feeling inclined to make it, you know, have some kind of effect. Maybe it doesn't need effect. I mean, if it doesn't have any effects, I'll be so happy with that. I'll be incredibly happy with that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but I just think so. It's really funny when we're talking about like lore-wise. It's really it was really weird because I was thinking about. I'm like, okay, well, lore-wise, because I was thinking obviously about making a video or whatever, but I can't talk to the, you know, I can't talk about the technical aspects of build crafting and all those things. And I'm like, I don't, you know, I don't know any of that stuff. I just play the game. I have a good time with it, you know, and it's like I eventually earn, like, you know, I'm so casual about it. Like, yeah, I'm working on my legendary armor now, but it's like I'm casual about it. I'm just like, I play, and I'm like, when I have some material, just throw it in. All right, cool. You know, I'm almost done with like one piece that I have right now, and I'm gonna get another piece, and you know, it's okay, it's fine. But I get people that are just like, they go in and they just want all the stuff right now. But I can't talk to those aspects of like build crafting and min-maxing and all those things. But then I was thinking about like the lore aspect of it, like, you know, and I saw there was people on Twitter that were actually posting about it. They were actually talking about it, and they were saying like, oh, you know, and there was actually one person that, I forgot who it was, but I know it's someone that knows their lore. That's all I remember. I don't know exactly who it was, but they were saying like, oh, you know, I looked up and there's like nothing really that mentions like, that mentions relics as something that's like, you know, existing in lore. Like I've looked up everything and there's like nothing really that talks about like that being a thing. And it's really weird because I'm like, I don't know how well you did your research, because I had something, I don't know, just without Googling it, without looking up, can someone tell me like a really obvious thing, and maybe thinking of the picture, remember the picture that they showed us for the relics, like on the blog post that they posted, where they had the two different, and the icon, specifically the icon. You know, and kind of think about the icon and think about relics and what it brings back. There should be something that comes to everyone's mind, and that's really weird that no one mentioned this. I found it very, very strange that no one said anything, and I was like, okay, I must be the only person that thinks about this. But I didn't want to make a video just about that. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can figure out exactly what I'm talking about, because I'm trying to be super vague because I don't want to give it away, but I would love for people to think of something that we have in Guild Wars 2. It's even an item. It's an equipable item that we have in Guild Wars 2 that has to do with relics. So that's the hint I'm gonna give. I don't know if people are gonna be able to figure out what I'm trying. Okay, I cannot revive that person. And great. Go to that. Can I please go? Okay. Oh my god, I don't want to get through here, please. Let me leave me. Let me leave me. Let me leave me. Let me leave me. Let me eat this food. Ah. Who's up here, Blue? Oh my good god, it's a three-way battle again, guys. No one. No one knows what I'm talking about. Scrubs, all of you. I'm just kidding. Like, Just because I'm obsessed with the game and I have no life doesn't mean that you guys are scrubs. It's like, I would be completely out. Like, if I was serious about that, I'd be like, I don't know. I just can't. That's just terrible. Really bad. Come on. Why is my phone? My phone is like not. I don't know what's happening. The phone's like not reacting. I think I had like too many tabs. Like really slowing down. I'm like, what is going on here? Let me know if the sound is too loud as well for the game. I don't remember anything but the announcement as I'm trying to look it up. Just the picture. The important part is the picture. If you can look up the picture for relics, then the one, like one of the two. They showed us two different pictures with two different relics, but it's not anything that they mention. It's just the picture that's important for it. It's not anything they say or talk about or anything like that. The important part is the picture. Because when you look at the picture, I want people to look at the... Sound is fine? Okay, cool, thanks. Because I just heard it a little bit, and it sounded like the in-game volume was a little loud. I turned it down a little bit, but... yeah, because it's specifically... What really gets me is specifically the icon. And that's what really... I was just like, no one is thinking of this? This is really strange. So I know Emily is one of those people that she wants to find out things. So, but, you know, you've been very good at like looking all the little details. It's all about the little details. ArenaNet is really good with the little details, guys, or they have been for a long time. I don't, you know, I can't really speak like. I want to say WvW was really barren of details. So I can't really say much to that effect, but. The little swirly icon. Yes. So the little, you know, it's the golden swirls, right? But then there's the red, like, you know, image in the middle. The little, it's like almost like a gem or something, right? That's like in the middle. It has like a white image of whatever on it, right? So when you look at that, does that remind you of anything that looks something like something we've seen? It immediately reminded me of that, and I kind of like looked at it, and I was like, yeah, that does look like it. You know, it has like a little golden. Okay, so you look at that. Okay, now look at this. Look at this other stuff that we have. I love Gala design. It really showed GHC, but Minister. Oh, I hate it. Well, the design itself of the map. Can't do this during battle. See, this is what happens. I'll do it in a second, guys. WvW, the map itself was beautiful, but I just hated everything about it. There was no detail to it. The events were very, very repetitive. There was no like, there was ambient dialogue, but it didn't feel like. I don't know. I'm not a fan of meta-focused maps. Like the same issue with Drizzlewood Coast. I love Drizzlewood Coast as a map. It's a beautiful map, but it's just all focused on a meta event. And I just don't. I think we have so many of them that I'm not like. I don't know. I feel like they could design it like if maps were more designed like not Tangled Depths, or even Tangled Depths. Like that has like. I don't know. I want them to go back to doing what they used to do. I want them to go back, like, because I want them to go back and do the meta events in, like, a corner of the map. That's what I want them to do. I don't want the meta events to be map-wide. Like, Saitong Province did that really well, where it's only, like, the northern part of it has the meta event or whatever, and then you get, like, you can go around the rest of the map and be perfectly fine. Like, I don't want the meta events to be focused around the entire map, because then it's like that's the only thing people focus on. You know, you can split it up. You can have the meta event only happen in like a quarter of the map, Like, you don't need to have it everywhere. That's how the core maps were, right? All the core maps had, like, the meta event is happening over here in this corner, and you have to walk up to that corner to actually get to that point, you know? I don't know, that's kind of me. Yeah, I'm still hoping for like an underwater expansion to kind of expand on that. There was those really cool like sharks that we saw in Guild Wars 1 that we never get to see again. They were like these, they weren't very big, but they were like really cool, and you could see them in like different parts in Kryta and stuff. I really wish that they would like kind of bring those back and stuff. I don't know, there's like a lot of different underwater stuff that I think they could really work with. Like I made a whole video series because I only saw one set of seahorses around, right? I only saw one set of seahorses around. Like, there's only one little swarm of seahorses in the entire game, and I'm just like, man, wouldn't it be really cool to see some like really big seahorses that are like, almost the size of like a human? I think that would be really cool. Or like, what about like penguins? Like, that would be kind of cool. Let's see some penguins. I don't know. I'm just throwing out random stuff that has to do with like aquatic stuff. So anyways, so let's talk about the image. I know that I'm mid-battle here. I'm gonna try to do my best to do both. So we look at the swirly golden thing in the middle, and what does it remind me of? It reminds me of the relics. Don't these icons right here, the relics of the gods, remind you of this? Don't they kind of look like that as well? They're like gemstones. Yes, they're set into the back piece, right? Obviously, but they're kind of the same thing, where they have like, they're almost like a gemstone with a little image on it. It's a little outlined image, right? Like a little like holographic image it looks like, right? This, like, doesn't that almost look the same? And these are called relics, right? These are the relics of the gods. So that's kind of weird, but they're back pieces, so that's a little different, right? I don't know. I just felt like that seems very interesting, doesn't it? Of course I'd love more seahorses. Are you kidding me? I still need a seahorse mount. It's something that I've asked for like 20 years now, but that's okay. Probably never get it. I mean, obviously they don't look exactly the same, but they kind of have the same idea, right? Where they kind of lean off to the side. Right, they kind of lean. They're not like, the image isn't just like facing front. It's kind of leaning off to the, it's going from right to left, kind of leaning down. That's what those images look like as well. Yes, there's like golden swirls around it, like a golden swirly like frame around it, or whatever you want to call that. But overall, it's the same idea. It's these little icons, these little images representing whatever we're talking about, right? So like the relic of the Zephyrite has the Zephyrite symbol on it, right? So we're talking about the Zephyrite, so that's their little symbol, because it has the sun, the cloud, and the lightning underneath it, right? So that's the three aspects of the Zephyrite, and that's their symbol, right? I'm guessing there probably is like, for all the little things that have little icons, right? There probably is like of the bandit, and it has like the bandit seal on it, or maybe there's like a white mantle one or something, and it has a white mantle symbol on it or something. But I just thought it was really weird because these are relics. Yes, they're back pieces, but they have that same, I don't know what the connection could be, but I'm just saying it kind of is weird that ArenaNet would choose to make them look just like the actual relics that we have in game, right? We don't know anything about these relics, but it's just kind of interesting, I think. So. Or those big rock monsters in Nightfall. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Are you talking about the like the drought? The weird demon that they had, the weird drought demon? Or are you talking about something else? I feel like you might be talking about something else. I got high hopes in Path of Fire. They always looked like white xenomorphs to me. Yeah, they were interesting, right? They weren't like traditional. They weren't like traditional. What are we talking about? Oh, mandragoras. Yeah, they're not traditional mandragoras, which are like plant-like. They were very more like alien-like. Like you said, like xenomorphs. I don't know if I like that, really. I feel like if they bring back mandragoras, I feel like this should be more in line with what the, what are the plant pets that you can have? The jacarandas? Like a jacaranda. Like, I would see them more like that, I feel like. What I would like them to see, because they like burrow underground, so I feel like they're more like root monsters, right? I wish for them to be like more, almost like have them be more rooty looking, like they're just made out of roots or something. That's what I would love for them to look like. Like that would be really cool. I don't think we're, well, I hope we're not just gonna get the cryptas as new enemies. Like, I hope there's gonna be other new creatures that we see. Like, specifically going in the mist, like, I hope that we get to see some other stuff. I don't know. I just seeing, like, one enemy type and then having different variations of it. It just kind of sucks because ArenaNet tends to introduce these new things and then they don't do anything. Right? And then they just, like, they use them like the Forged, right? They created all these, like, really cool Forged models and really cool, like, different things with the Forged, and then they were only used for Path of Fire, like, just the expansion. They weren't even used for anything after that, like, past that or whatever. So it's just like, okay. I'm not saying that they could have, like, in lore, they were, like, kind of, it was kind of done with because of Balthazar, but I'm saying, like, the effort of creating new enemies and then not using them, it's just really silly to me. Like, use them more often. Like we can have dinosaurs exist outside of the jungle, right? They can exist somewhere else. Like, it's fine, it's okay. I don't know. Hoping so there's more species. It's really cool. So it's really funny because I posted about that on Twitter. Because a lot of people have been talking about Deimos, right? A lot of people have been talking about, like, oh, Deimos is the front of the gate and blah, 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 blah. But I was doing research. Why did I go on Samarog's page? I was doing research for my video or something, and then I usually end up just wandering off, going down like 17. Like, I open up 17 different tabs in the wiki, and then I'm always like, oh, let me read through this, and then the next one, and then the next one, and it's just like, what was I doing? Like, literally, that's how it happens, okay? So I was reading through Samarog stuff, and I'm like, we don't even know the origins of Samarog, like, at all. And he has, like, extra appendages, and he has horns. So he could easily, like, one of his species, whatever species he is, whatever demon species he is or whatever, could be in front of the gate on the rift in the trailer. So we could definitely see more Samarog stuff. Samarog is a really cool design. Like, I really, really love him. He looks really cool. Both him and Deimos. I think out of all the raid wings, that is probably my favorite one because of the lore. Because of, like, seeing, like, Saul and, like, just having this really sad, like, Saul's story, man. I read through it. Like I said, I read through all of those different things, and his story is just so sad. Like, he has such a sad story. If you don't know Saul's story, you can definitely look at it on the wiki, and I'll tell you what, it's a sad fucking story, man. But yeah, I mean, it's like, we only see one of him, right? Wouldn't it be really cool to see more Samarog? Maybe different versions of him, right? He was like this, he was like a hunched over, like walking on all, what, 4 appendages plus like 2 extra appendages or something. Like, the one in the trailer looks more like there's like an extra set of appendages coming out, but it's an upright standing creature. So it could be like a version of Samarog that's like that. That would be kind of cool. And there's a lot of stuff. I wish ArenaNet would give us more. Does anyone else? I think about that a lot. Like, too much, I feel like, for my own health. But I think about the pre-Heart of Thorns, right? I know that we had a content drought. free Heart of Thorns. I remember that I was going through Silver Ways. I was doing Silver Ways on a daily. I remember, and I created new characters and I came up with new builds and I made all these like I don't know. I was doing Silver Ways for a day every day for like half a year. Okay, it was insane. And I remember, but the thing that kind of kept the hype going, they like back then really knew how to keep the hype going because every week they would release a blog post. Every week they would release a blog post that talked about, like they talked about the Hylic and they talked about the Exalted and they talked about the different elite specializations and they talked about the different maps and they talked about like all these different things coming, right? And it was so cool because it got you like really hyped, right? It was one of those things that like really kept the hype going. Every week there was some new information that you'd get, some new cool, like I remember one specific, I think it was one of the earlier ones that they had, or it could have been an earlier one, I don't remember, but where they talk about is this closed? Yeah, this is closed. Damn it. Can't get back in. Where they talk about the Hylic, right? The Itzel of the, and they made them sound so interesting. The Itzel ended up not being super interesting, to be honest. Like, I wish they would have done more with the Itzel, but overall, I love the foundation they laid with the Itzel, because I think, like, Hylic lore is really interesting, and there's a lot they can expand on, and I just love I love them. They look so cute, and just, I don't know, I love them to death, right? They're just very, very cool looking guys, and just, I wish there was more of them. But I remember just reading that blog post about like how the Itzel live up in the in the top of the trees, and it was just very like, oh, that's so cool, and you get to meet them and learn their language and hang out with them. Obviously, much of that didn't come to pass, but it still helped to like hype me up, right, for the expansion. Like, it was definitely really good. Yeah, I don't know, right? It's like, I know people don't think about that necessarily, that it could be like connected, but I just think like, we're looking at horned demons, right? We're looking at creatures, because the cryptas are, these horned, the cryptas, the leader of the cryptas at least are, they look like they have horns, these big like huge horns that come out of the front of their face. Like, that's what it looks like, right, on the image and stuff, right? We think about Kanaxai, he's part of the Cryptus faction, and he's like that as well. And people are, thinking Deimos is as well, and then maybe like, Samurott kind of fits that as well, though. He's like this demon creature that also has these weird horns. So I think there's something to be said about that as like a possibility, but we'll have to see. Like I said, I just wish that ArenaNet would give us little, like, even, like, do you guys remember when they did the little the things on Twitter where they kind of had, like, previews of things? And I'm not talking about, like, little laugh tracks, because that's not a preview to me. That's literally saying nothing. That's saying, like, hey, we're gonna go to a new place in the expansion. Like, that's the equivalent of what they gave us with that sound file. But I'm saying, like, little like, you guys remember during season 4 when they had that little video of the sky scale? It was like very far away. It was like zoomed out, and you just see this. It was the whole trailer, I think, for the was it the whole trailer or something? But they had, like, at the end, they had the sky scale kind of like gliding and then like flying along or whatever, and like no subtext to that. But that was just like a little preview. And then it turns out we're getting a new fucking mount. Like, it was just like crazy, and people are like, "That's not a that's not a griffin. That's something else. That's not a griffin. That's not how a griffin looks." And I was just like, well, I was thinking like maybe that's just a new griffin skin. Like, you don't know, like none of us really know. But it ended up being a new mount. Like, I'm not saying we need a new mount, but I'm just saying, like, give us little like things. I don't know. That's just me. Probably just me coming up with like things to wish for. Are they still inside? I need a portal. Let me in, please, please, let me in. I just want people to be excited about it as well. You know, I just think like, I don't know, people seem to be, you know, specifically on Reddit, and I mean, it's my fault for going on Reddit, right? Because it's fucking Reddit, but people seem to be like not hyped enough. Like, it's a new expansion, man. We're gonna go in the Wizard's Tower. I know a lot of people are like super hyped for the Wizard's Vault, but I don't know how I feel about it yet. We haven't gotten any specifics on it, so I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. Like, I don't know. Oh, stop. I'm just gonna keep you guys busy here. Now I have 3 of you against me. What is this? Oh my good god. Well, there's my friends helping me. That's very nice. I just can't wait for the new weapons. I'm excited for the new weapons. The new weapons is what's kind of keeping me going right now. What's keeping my hype going? Because I'm like, ooh, I can create new things, new little, I don't know, whatever. I love how we like defeated them. I love how they couldn't kill me. Oh guys, I'm wearing Nomad's gear. Like, Nomad gear is like just, it's insane. And then a superior rune of mercy on top of that, which is like insane. This is a lot of defense. And then I have a shield on top of that with toughness. That gives me like toughness through it. I'm just, you can't defeat me. 240? Holy shit, that's a lot of toughness. Fuck. One third of the things they have on site. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like, yeah, okay, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, that's true too. I mean, I get that as well. It doesn't help that, like, you know, half a year later we're gonna get the weapons, and like half a year later we're gonna get the legendary relic, right? It's like, that doesn't help, obviously. I get that, but you know, I don't know. I kind of like that it's layered, because if you add everything into the game at once, right? If you add everything in with the expansion all at once, then people are gonna play through it within a month. They're gonna get a legendary within a month. They're gonna get every weapon unlocked. They get all the new builds figured out within a month. And then guess what? 2 months after that, people are gonna be like, okay, well, when are we getting a new expansion? Like, this is boring shit. Like, this is, you know, done. Like, there's nothing interesting here. You know, there's nothing. So I kind of like that it's layered, actually, because it kind of tricks the player base into like having to keep playing the game and being occupied, right? Because by the time that the 6 month release comes around, we're only another 6 months away from the next, like, you know, as far as we know. We don't even know that it's an annual expansion, but I'm saying like 6 months to a year or something for the next expansion to come out, so that, you know, it doesn't feel like we're constantly like like, I like that cadence a lot better. So I mean, yeah, but you know, it's just, I don't know, it's still exciting because I'm like, I know I'm gonna be playing the game anyways. I don't know if I just think differently than other people do. I don't know. I don't know what it is. We got Soma's Castle, guys. Woohoo! But to me, it's like, I'm going to be playing the game anyways. So if we have content slowly coming out, that's going to give me enough time with the content. You know what I mean? Just that, like, relics are coming out, and I think that, like, 40 plus relics that we're getting on release means that there's a lot to go through, a lot of interesting effects that we can see, a lot of, like, whatever, because it's releasing at the same time as, like, all the weapons for all the classes are unlocked, right? So I think that's enough to kind of sit there and, like, kind of build craft a little bit, right? It gives us the chance to, like, look at all the different things, and right then we have like 6 months to kind of figure out what the meta is at that point, right? And or like what the builds are that we want to use for each thing or whatever, right? Kind of get comfortable with it, and then they release new weapons, and it's like, ooh, and it changes everything back up again. Because if you think about it, let's say they release all of, again, like I said, they release all the stuff with Secrets of the Obscure, and you get all the fancy stuff coming out right now, and then within like three months or so, you're just kind of like, okay, I figured everything out, I've played through all the content, and then the only thing they release is maybe a couple of story instances and maybe a new map, but nothing like nothing mechanically wise, nothing like weapon wise, nothing like interesting. And you're kind of like, okay, so I'm playing like 2 to 3 hours of story every 3 months, and other than that I have nothing else that's coming out. You see what I'm saying? Like, because you're kind of like sitting there for the next 9 months or whatever with nothing. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of, I like that it's put into little parts like that. I don't know, that's just that, and that might be just me. You know, that might just me smoking a lot of copium. I don't know. I have no idea. Because I do understand that people want to have their stuff right now. I do get that as well, but like, to me as a longtime player, like, guess what? I'm still gonna be playing in 6 months. Like, the game isn't going anywhere right now, and my progress isn't gonna be diminished. So even if I decide, hey, you know what? I'm gonna pick it up when the relics are out, like when or the new weapons are out or whatever, I can put it down and just pick it up then. You know, there's plenty of other games I haven't finished yet that I could do that with. Like, I see a lot of people talking about like Tears of the Kingdom, and people are like completing it, like actually finishing all the different shrines and stuff, and I'm like, what? I can't even handle it, okay? I'm like not even, I don't know. I have like a lot. I'm doing a lot between making videos for you guys, which I really enjoy, and thank you guys so much for watching all of those. But, you know, it's just kind of like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, right? Like, I don't have time to sit there and play, unfortunately. Play that game at least. I mean, you know, I'm not complaining because that's what I choose to do. It's a choice, you know. I have a choice. Whether it's not like someone has me at gunpoint, you know, and saying like, you need to make videos about Guild Wars 2 or I'm gonna kill you. It's not like that. Why can't I? Oh, that's an enemy. But yeah, so the next video will be about Eternal Battlegrounds, guys. I've created fake lore, okay? I'm creating fake lore. I just want bend everyone's like I don't know. I just want everyone. I'm an influencer. I influence other people. I'm just kidding. No. Awful. I will never ever. I hate that word. Oh, it's so annoying. No, but I created some fake lore, guys, and that's the video I'm working on right now. So and then the dual classing video series will continue. I don't know who I'm doing next. I don't know anyone. I was thinking like doing Necromancer next, but I don't know. That was just kind of a thought. I don't know. I know someone was talking about Mesmer. Mesmer's kind of on the tough side, and I kind of want to leave it for like midway through the series where I'm like, okay, this is the kind of shitty one. I'm gonna squeeze it in here and then go back to like better. Like kind of start out good and then go like, and then kind of end good. Because the Mesmer is really tough in terms of dual classing. The Elementalist is interesting in terms of dual classing, I want to say. Same with the Ranger. The Ranger is interesting as well. But Guardian is kind of iffy too. Not really. There's one that's like very obvious. So I don't know. They're all kind of like it's so weird how like a lot of them are very like obvious and a lot of them are not. That's cool. It has like little unicorns in there. Like dragon wings come out of them. Actually a really cool concept. SMC is already full of holes. Of course it is. We're fighting Maguma. Of course it is. Are you kidding? If they don't control Stomus Castle, they will not sleep. No rest for the wicked. Are we waiting on them to come? That's not even... They're blue. So I'm looking for tickets. The only thing I need to finish my second legendary piece, guys, is like 207 tickets or something. Or, no, not 207. 240. Is it 240? I'm gonna check right now. I'm gonna check right now. Check, check. You look kind of cool. No, right here. I need to get this right here. 260 is what I need. 260, and then I have my next legendary piece. Yay, legendary armor! Woo! And then I don't know if I'm gonna continue doing that set. I don't know. It really depends on like legendary PvE legendary PvE armor. Legendary PvE armor? PvE legendary armor? Whatever it's called. Just can't. I don't know my brain. I think I'd like work too much today on this stupid video. Literally, there was a point today, guys. I was working on this video, and not when I first got up, but yes, I first got up and I just kind of woke up for a little bit for an hour, and I watched some stuff on YouTube. And then I was like, all right, let me work on this video. And then it got to a point where I was working on the video for like, I want to say about like 2 to 3 hours. And then I was looking up stuff, and I ended up finding myself, I was so hungry, and I ended up like finding myself staring at the wiki pages and like not actually reading the wiki pages. And I'm looking for a picture. And I'm like, I'm like, why am I on this wiki page? And I'm like, I'm looking for a picture. What picture? And I'm looking for the picture that's on the wiki page, and I couldn't even, I was just like, whoa, I have to go eat something. So then I cooked a little bit, which I never cook, guys. I don't cook, but I bought some chicken the other day, and I was like, well, guess I'm gonna have to eat this chicken. And I made some chicken that was delicious. I was like, this is so good. I'm like, I was like, really like, it wasn't expensive chicken. I didn't go to like a really nice place to buy a really nice chicken. You know, it wasn't like the most expensive piece of chicken. It was really cheap, but it tasted delicious, okay? And I still have a bunch left because they came in a big bag. Because I just, whatever. I buy in bulk, I guess. I don't know. I don't really buy in bulk, but... So has anyone ever noticed? I've never noticed how the walls actually change. Something has always bothered me about the walls, and I was like, what is it about the walls that throws me off? And it's they actually upgrade to stone walls. And I never noticed that, guys. Just earlier today, I noticed it. Someone took over like I think it's like probably was a tier 3. And then it changed to like stone walls, and I was like, oh my god, what? I can't. Whee! I was trying to heal him. But yeah, they changed the stone walls. I don't know if you've ever noticed that, but I have. So there you go. If you have noticed, then you're clearly smarter than me. Why is that so bright? Golem. They changed to like these walls right here. And it's so weird, and I was just like, I've never ever noticed that. Blues on Lord. Get him! Run! I'm just like, oh no, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to leave the squad. I put the wrong thing. But yeah. Relics are going to be super interesting. I think there's going to be some really... Because I'm thinking, like, if they're doing... You know, one of the effects was, like, putting crystals out onto the field, right? If we're doing stuff like that, there's a lot of stuff that they can do on, like, create barriers and stuff. There's, like, a bunch of other things that they can create. There's a lot of different things that they can create. And I can't wait to see what they're going to do with it. Because, like, 40 is a lot of different ones. Like we have about 100 runes, right? But the amounts of like copycat abilities that we have, there's a lot of them out there too. Like the 10% health, for example, is like there's a ton of them. There's like 2 or 3 of them that have like 10% health. Just that's it. That's the bonus that you get as your perk. Really? Go away. Why always me? Why do we not have a commander? But I just think there's a lot of potential for those to be very interesting. Worth tagging. Oh. Like someone had a cool idea about like, on Twitter today, on Chicken's Twitter, because he asked about like what relics people wanted to see, and someone said the seeing like regeneration instead of regenerating health actually oh god, they took it, actually building a barrier or giving barrier or whatever instead of like giving out regeneration or something. I'm like, that's kind of interesting because you could go with something like, you know, one of them right now is one of the special effects, which is, I think, on the Dwayna runes. I think the Dwayna runes have the effect of, yeah, regeneration you apply is 10% more effective. So it's like, or 20% more effective, I'm sorry. 20% more effective. So it's like, oh, we could do other things that are like that. Maybe we could have protection be more effective. Wouldn't that be something? Imagine if they made like, if they made protection 10% more effective. So instead of giving you like 33%, you're just now getting like 36 or something. I don't know. Or, you know, make it more effective by 7 and you get an even like 40%. Or whatever, damage reduction. Like, that would be huge, right? That would be something that's like, whoa, okay. You could have things like, I don't know. There's like different things you could make happen with that. So we don't have a commander anyway, so we're not taking that. Someone was saying, now that Mag has SMC, they're going to build 1 million siege before the Lord's RI expires. And I'm like, yeah, but who cares? We're not taking it anyways. There's no way. Without a commander, we're not. We're not without a commander. Hello. Let's kill these guys at least. Did anyone see the Barbie movie? I saw it yesterday. I just didn't know what I expected, and then I felt like I went in with nothing and I left with nothing, but it was a good time nonetheless. It was, I mean, I had a couple of chuckles. I felt like one thing that really bugged me throughout the whole movie was that they picked Ryan Gosling to be Ken. It was like the worst pick ever. Like, just because he has a like, he doesn't even I don't think he's that handsome. Okay, I know everyone thinks he's so handsome. He's getting older now, and he's like a lot less handsome than he used to be, and he was already never that handsome in my opinion. So he was kind of like a weird pick, to be honest. Like, he's a great actor, don't get me wrong. He I think he did really well, but like, he just doesn't look the part. Like, I would have rather had someone like, I don't know, Ryan Reynolds or something. Like, I feel like that could have been a better Ken, you know? Or like, I don't know, there's like other heartthrobs that you could have had that like could have been Ken. I don't know. Just kind of weird. It's past midnight. Time for FA and Mag to 2v1 us, which is something that happens all the time. Yeah, and we're third, right? So they always go for us every time they do that. They do that every time. I don't know how late I'm gonna be here. You know, because I was supposed to be streaming something else, and then I didn't do that. Tomorrow we're just gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. If we get some interesting stuff tomorrow, let's put it this way. If we get some interesting stuff tomorrow, I'm gonna do Guild Wars 2. If we get something revelating about relics or about anything, some kind of post by ArenaNet or something happens, right? I don't know. Then we'll do Guild Wars 2. If nothing like that happens, I'll probably continue Guild Wars 1, guys. I didn't get to stream yesterday, and I kind of want to continue our journey into Guild Wars 1. So I think that's more exciting than some random crap in Guild Wars 2. I think, at least. I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Hello. Look at Mag. Look at Mag coming after me. With that back piece is just so ugly. So big. Ugh. It's so bad. So bad. Out of my way. Alright, we're not even doing anything. Like, there's no commander to follow. Look, guys, I'm almost maxed out. I have 3 more to go. 3 more. What am I doing next? I think I said mortar. Because I don't use shield, and siege columns I don't ever use. Mortars I don't use that often either, but I feel like I use them more often than the other two. See how like she stands there? Because she's just... That's what Mag is all about, right? Maguma is all about just farming people and sitting there and just like... They don't care. Like, they will spawn camp you like no one's fucking business. I can't wait for the Zerg to show up. I don't know where they are. Are they fighting right here? I guess they are. Are they trying to take that? I hope they don't get the genius idea to come after us, because that's gonna be really bad. Look, she's just standing there. Wait, this is a different person. No, it's not. Is it a different person? I thought it was a female earlier. I didn't know that was a guy. Or is that still... I don't know. I don't know. Doesn't really fucking matter. Yeah, I don't know. See how they just sit there and they just like watch? Trying to get that one person. Trying to get that one person that might wander off. See, and they're the only one around, too. See? And they see the opportunity to make. Wow, you got downed by that? Holy crap. Well. Well, that's okay. You can't defeat me. Oh man, I wish that symbol was placed a little bit further forward. I've noticed that a lot. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm practically dying over here. Ow, rude. Fuck you. Go away. Oh my good god, please stop dying to this. This is embarrassing. Stop teleporting. Yeah, well, you just killed yourself. That's on you. I have nothing to do with that. I'm not reviving you. That is not happening. Sorry. Walk back like the scrub that you are. I'm just kidding. I don't like calling people scrubs. That's not. That would imply that I'm not a scrub, and that is a complete and utter lie. I'm a total scrub. So, dude, are you kidding me right now? Here, portal, or not portal, block. Oh, they don't come through the door. That's right. Have a good night. Thanks, chicken. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. We're hopping around. There is nothing going on. I wonder if the other maps have interesting stuff. Let's go to the desert. Desert Borderland. Here we come. Toxic. Unsubbed. Don't lie. You love it. You love the toxicity. No. Toxic is so bad, man. Ooh, no, I don't. It's a video game. Like, some people need to be pulled back into reality sometimes. It's like, it's a fucking video game. Enjoy it. Just enjoy it. It's a video game, guys. It doesn't have to be a second life. It doesn't have to be a job. It doesn't have to be your whole life. Walking on dolphins? Dude, what? Love it. She got some abs, too. Alright. Last but not least, we're checking them all out. Not like anything is going on in the edge of the mists, right? ArenaNet. Nope, nothing going on here either. What is this? It's only midnight. Well, it's midnight on a Monday. I get it. I get it. Da 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 da. Serend. Serend? I don't know. So if we were to grade, if we were to make a third Borderlands map, we have the Alpine, we have the desert. What would the third one be? My vote. You ready for this, guys? Underwater. It's a complete map underwater. You have no land to stand on. Everything is underwater. What a nightmare. No one would be in that map ever. That sounds like such a nightmare, doesn't it? Imagine doing all of World vs. World underwater. I think they should at least use at least no one is in here. This doesn't do anything for anyone anymore. Just put that as your third, use Edge of the Mist as your third Borderlands map. I think that would be just fine. It's a beautiful map. It's super fun to play, but it just doesn't get played because you can't get pips on it. So what's the point, right? There's no point in having a map where you can't, for World vs. World, where you can't get pips on. Like, that's just stupid. So, I don't know. XTC. Excellent Troop Commandos. There's nothing going on. Alright, I'm gonna do some festival stuff, guys, because this shit is not happening. So let's do some festival and stuff. Let's do some boss blitz or something. Boss blitzing. Because that is really boring too. Sitting there waiting on people to show up. I've been buying some stuff. I've been trying to get some of these tickets together. I got another favor of the festival to buy another thing. I've been slacking on this particular festival for years now. I've been slacking on it. I've not been getting all my sovereign weapons. I definitely don't have the divine sovereign weapons. I think that's what they're called. Divine? I think so. Although I love them. Like, as some of you might know, gold is my favorite color, and I can't believe I don't have the whole gold set of weapons. Like, that's shame. What a shame. I should be ashamed. Oh, the race is starting. Yeah, let's do it. I don't care about win or lose. It's about having fun. Whee! 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 I love it. Someone's using the thing. Oh, almost fell off. Almost fell off. Whee! Oh my god. Okay, well, we just lost. Let's go. Still one of the best songs ever. This gets you hyped, man. It's one of those songs where you're like, I want to race, I want to have a good time in this festival, I want to do all the good things. Nostalgic now, it's been like in the game for like 10 years, brings us back to good old season 1 times, you know, that type of stuff. Whee. Oh, I was like, am I gonna get it? Am I gonna get it? Oh god, I'm being attacked. I'm being attacked. Someone else has the chicken. Hold on, I'm coming. I have the chicken too. We can run together. That is the chicken thing. Slicer the engineer. I could have totally made it in 3rd. That's done. Alright. What else do we have for dailies? Boss Blitz, Gauntlet. See, the Gauntlet Gladiator. Can I do the really easy one? I want to do the easiest one. Can I do the easiest? Oh god, I can't make that. Let me land in this fire. Oh god, it actually burns you.
You know this superstar by now. Let's hear it.
Fight manager. I want to fight Helmy Hammerfell.
You know
Alright, I'm ready.
by now. Let's hear it.
See, I was trying to fight Turai the other day, and I could not. I'm really bad. See, and I play a Mirage as well, but it's so tough. Dude, he does so much damage. I don't know what a good strategy is. I'm really bad at this stuff, guys. I don't think I fought did I defeat the Darkness Lady? I don't think I did. See, that guy's already dead. I don't know. How do you defeat this guy? What's a good build for that? Alright, well. I'm just doing this super easy. That counts? It does count. Yay! Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what a good build is. I don't know. Bundle looter? What is this? Bundles. Okay. When is that happening? You know? Give me the times. I have that page open. Oh, it's happening right now. Really? Are you kidding me? Alright, let's go. Let's go. Just join halfway through. Gotta get all my sovereign weapons and my sun eyes or whatever they're called. Magic sun eyes or what? Unblessed eyes. Wait. Oh, the treasure hunt begins in just a second. Oh, that's awesome. I just made it in time. It looked on the timer thing, it looked like it was like halfway done already, but it's okay. Yes. I love it. Starting right here. So yeah. I love this map, man. I wish it was like, you know, the Zephyrite thing. I really like the Zephyrites. I think they're really cool. I love their little structures. I love their houses. I love their flying things. You know, I feel like there should be something that, I don't know, year round. Like, I know this is supposed to be special and stuff, but I feel like this map is like really nice. And we'll have to see what Secrets of the Obscure brings for us. I still wonder, like, do you guys think they're gonna, I think what they're gonna do, right? I think what they're gonna do with the map is they're gonna, like, put it right here or something. Like, they're gonna, like, this is where Soto happens, right here in the sky, right? I don't think they're gonna put it, like, anywhere existing already. That would be kind of weird. Unless they, like, squeeze it in somewhere. Because it's, like, you can't have multiple layers to that. Like, you can, but you can't, you know what I mean? Alright, I got 2 bundles here. You can't even get all of these bundles. Like, there's just so many bundles. Like, I think the first round I'm pretty good at getting all the bundles, but after that it's just like a drop right off. And then there's like 500 other people trying to get them, and they're all shiny and like, you know, sky scales and different mounds all fluttering about, and it's like, holy shit, you know? You know what I'm saying. I wish they had more for bundles as well. Like, there's nothing, you know, I get the like loot bags for the materials, because that's one thing I can definitely use. Oh, look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, oh god. I missed. I can't see. It's like just too much happening. I thought there was something there. See? I'm hallucinating because there's too much fluttering happening. It's like giving me a seizure or something. Look at this. Oh my god. I squeezed through that. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Hello? I got out. Whee. Ooh-ah. Same with the like casino coins. You know, I wish there was another use other than like, oh yeah, consume them for experience points. Like, why can't you give me a little bit of money? It's literal loot. It's literally, it's a bag of gold, and the only thing I get out of it is experience points. What the fuck is that? That's like saying, here you go, here's some ice cream, and it turns out to be mayonnaise. The fuck am I gonna do with that? I can't just eat mayonnaise. Like, that's disgusting. I mean, I love mayonnaise, but not by itself. It's weird. Although if you eat that, if you do that, it's, you know, each their own, but I just think that's gross. Alright, I'm gonna get the few that are in the water. But like, Am I wrong on that though? I feel like that's pretty accurate of an analogy. All right. See, the first round is easy. I still have 2 minutes, and there's one loot bag right there that I'm missing. I think I've gotten all of them. Unless there's one in like a really obscure place. I don't know. Maybe high up, but I didn't even look. Yeah, I don't see anything. Yeah, first round I can do. Every other round after that, nope, that's not happening. And then I don't get a full stack. I always get right under a full stack. Blessing of the Four Winds. Oh, I don't have any of these either. I'm not a fan of those. Do you guys like those weapons? Ooh, I could get 3 favors of the festival. Ooh. No, I'm not gonna get anything out of that. What is this? Oh, that's one of these weapons. I did get the trident. I do want to get the torch and the axe as well. I'm thinking in favor of the festival, guys. Because I want to get more of the sovereign weapons. Gotta get all those things. That's what you get for not playing the fucking festival for like 3... I haven't done it properly in probably 4 years. Like, I'm not even kidding. I mean, it's like I go back. I just finished the Kukachu, whatever that collection is. Yeah, I just finished that. Because I hadn't done that in years. So I'm like trying to catch up on some of this stuff. Just when when you play them all, when you've played them all, like, the whole time they've been coming into the game, eventually you kind of, especially some of the lesser, this is one of the lesser, I want to call it, I'm doing all the underwater ones later. Well, this one is kind of out of the way. I'm doing the underwater ones later. I'm doing the above water right now. Yeah, this is one of the lesser festivals, I want to say. This doesn't have too much going on. There's not too much to do. You combine it with the pavilion, it's probably like mid-level of festival. This is not speaking to quality or anything. This is just quantity of stuff you can do. Which I think, like, the 2 that are at the top are still Winter's Day and what is it? Winter's Day and what's the other one? Halloween. Halloween is like top, I think. And then you have like mid-tier will be things like, I don't know, Dragon Bash is kind of slowly turning into like top tier, I want to say, because they do add. I feel like they need to add a couple more things in order to make it really feel like what Dragon Bash is missing, like a PvP mode, right? There's like no PvP to it, or like a strike or something, or like both. And then I wouldn't be like top tier, but it's kind of mid tier because of that. Do we have any? There's more over here. See, there are like so many of. Insane. So many. There's just so many of them. And then you have, what else do we have? I want to say, like, the weakest one is probably Lunar New Year. Lunar New Year has like nothing. It's like, oh god, it has like two or 3 different things you can do, and that's it. It's very just like, what the fuck. Very repetitive, and it doesn't, it's also like, I feel like it should be in a different location than a location that like all the other festivals kind of take place, and it kind of gets swallowed up, by having Winter's Day and the pavilion there. Just doesn't compare. All right, now we're doing the underwater. Get on our turtle mount. And let's get the stuff underwater. I love the underwater, man. I just, I know people hate it, but the underwater environments are so beautiful and so interesting, and there's so much to like hope for the deep oceans and for the crate and the largos and the quaggan, and so much to explore. So many things that you could do with it. It's a different combat. Like, wouldn't it be refreshing to have like, let's say they make an underwater expansion, right? And they rework for it, before like I don't know, half a year before or something. They rework all of underwater, right? The whole underwater combat, like the whole thing. They rework it all. Wouldn't it feel refreshing to go underwater and do some battling underwater instead of always being on land? Right? Always using the same abilities on land and stuff. Like, it would be, I feel like it would be such a breath of fresh air. Well, I'm glad someone agrees with me. I'm glad you're on board with it. I can't even go underwater anymore. Not deep enough. It won't let me go underwater. Bundles. Ah, there's one. Oh, I see one hidden on the right. See one hidden right there. Ooh, there's a bunch. This is inside the rock. I got it. Okay. Underwater, it's just so nice because it's so different from other games, and it's I think they did a really good job with the movement and the way that they designed it and stuff. They give it some. See, I can't even get all the bundles. Holy crap! All right, let's go up, 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 up. But yeah, I don't know. I would just really like to see more underwater. I know we've been like banished. Like, we have banished underwater to hell, but I would like to see more of it. I would like to see underwater content. And I think ArenaNet over the years has set it up, and they left that door open really, especially after End of Dragons, they left that door open really wide for that possibility of like still coming into the game. But, it's all up to like, can you balance it properly? Can you rework underwater combat? Can you make underwater trade lines? Can you make underwater templates? Can you make those things happen? Right? That's kind of what it depends on. It's a big challenge, but I think ArenaNet out of any studio can do it. But we'll have to see. They kind of have to prove themselves a little bit. A bunch of those people there are new. And a bunch of the people that work at ArenaNet are new. And really, I have to get off to get this fucking thing in the corner? Jesus. But yeah, with Secrets of the Obscure, man, I'm telling you right now. I would love to work for ArenaNet. I'm just saying, I would love to work there. I have a lot of great ideas, I think. But yeah, alas, it'll never happen. But it'll, it's a pipe dream. Everyone has to have some pipe dreams. Everyone has to have some like dreams, some ridiculous stuff that you're like never gonna happen. But I wish that would happen. Right? Gotta have it. Gotta dream, because once you stop dreaming, what else is left? What else do you have left after that? Nothing, I tell you. I mean, there's other things to life than just dreaming, but
Want to test your mount handling skills by gathering up some sky crystals?
Whoa, really? Well, that would be awesome. That would be really cool. That's not even like that's so cool. What like so tell me about that. Tell me about your band. Tell me about like what do you do? I mean, that would be amazing. Wouldn't that be? That's like historic, dude. Oh my god. Such a weird thought. Like that's something that would never cross my mind, but it's just something like you bring that up and I'm like that's a really cool dream though. That's like that's cool. I don't know. I'm a fan of it. Oh my god, oh, there's like one tiny stick that's holding me back from getting there. It's like, let me through. Ah, the waterfall. Ah, I died. How would be to bring people and have a concert. That's really cool. I mean, that's a cool dream to have. You know, maybe, you know, I mean, it would be cool if you would be the first, right? Like, that's your dream and everything. That would be really cool. But, you know, maybe eventually you can still do it. Maybe you can play in space. Let me just have the loot bags, okay? Just that. That's all I want. Oh no, there's another waterfall. Ah, there's loot bags though. Ah, there's one right here. I'm so scared of the water. It's gonna kill me. Guys, water is dangerous. Don't drink. You might die. Great. Let me through here. There we go. Oh god, we only have 20 seconds left. Ah! Oh god, and I'm doing so bad. I'm getting nervous now. Trying to collect as many as I can. I mean, I know we're like way over the number of what we need. Collect these 4. Collect that one. Right, how many did I get? 240. See, I can't even get 250. Alright, let's go beat up this effigy.
On behalf of the captain, it's been a right pleasure.
UG Poncho. Moshing and all. Imagine moshing at 0G. That's really fun. That's a funny thought. Ah, that would be so fun though. That would be really fun. Like I'm not a fan of moshing at all. Like people gatherings, I'm not a fan of, but I could see that being total fun. Oh my god, look at him, he's so cute. Oh, I think I have the same one. I think so. Not equipped. I don't know why I'm pressing that button. Do I have the same one? What? It's way up there. Oh, I have one of them that's floppy like that. Not the same, but I like this guy. He's really cute. Oh, we should be helping. Get it, get it. Yeah, that's a cool dream. See, you gotta have dreams, man. You gotta work hard on that, and I don't know. My dream is still to become a YouTuber. The dream is going pretty well lately. I'm not complaining, but I'm saying like that's such a weird dream to have. No, I mean if I like take that to the next level, like the knowledge that I have about the game and the knowledge that I have, like the passion that I have for Guild Wars, like, you know, that would be eventually what I would want to do, right? It would be like working at ArenaNet, doing something lore related, like whether it's I don't know what jobs they have that are like lore related there, but like doing something narrative wise or something, I don't know. That's where he always freaks out. He's freaking out, guys. We've got him on the run. Where are the balloons? 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 There we go. Balloons. Oh, it finished before I could get. That would be amazing. I mean, I have applied to be partner, I will say, and I've been denied numerous times, but, you know, hey, maybe one day, who knows? I would love it. I just have so much passion for it, you know, and I really, like, I just love the lore, and I'm glad you love my content. Your content's so chill. Yes, I know, thank you. That's exactly what I, like, the idea is that my content is supposed to bring to light other areas of the game that people aren't paying attention to on a daily basis, right? The videos that you see on YouTube for Guild Wars 2 are about build crafting and how to farm gold and the best things to spend your gems on and the best ways to farm this and the best ways to get that. And it's like, that is what the videos are about. You know what I mean? Most of them anyways. So it's like, I kind of want to bring there's a whole nother side to the game that I want to bring to the forefront. Oh, we have 2 favors. Now I can get another 3 favors. We have 5 favors, guys. We're doing great. And now the rest of the stuff that I need to do is over yonder. And taking a hot air balloon ride. So I'm glad you're enjoying it. Thank you so much for watching my stuff. Yeah, I mean, Guild Wars 1 was like a different game, it felt like a much smaller scale because it was like instanced too, right? Like everything was instanced, and it's like, now they have to consider phasing, and they have to consider like, it's large groups of people playing together and stuff. So it's a different beast to tackle completely. But I like that because it kind of separates the two games from each other. They don't feel like sequels to each other. They feel like, one is like Guild Wars and the other one is like, Guild Wars, I don't know. It feels like Tyria 1 and Tyria 2, right? It's just like, it's the same universe, but it just takes place like so far apart from each other. And it's also like, it feels differently the way that it plays and everything. So, but they have like, I make the Did You Know series because there's so many details to the game that people just miss, and it's all about enhancing the game, right? People go through the game, and I've always been an advocate for not doing Raptor. Like, I feel like the Raptor shouldn't unlock for people until level 80. Like, I'm 100% like, that's the earliest anyone should be able to unlock the Raptor. Level 10 is way too early because the people now push for like, okay, get in the game, get to level 80, and get your build, get your gear, and so by next week you can raid with the people and play strike missions. And that's the like, and so many people in the community make it out to be like that is what the game is about, right? It's about like getting to the end game and doing that stuff that people have been doing for years and years and years because, they couldn't care less about the person's experience of the game. They're just like, well, if you join us, you're going to have a good time because you're going to be playing with us, right? So it's like, we want you to play that content with us. But it's like, but we had 10, 11 years, almost 11, next month we're going to be 11 years to just enjoy the game and go at our own pace the whole time with all the new content coming out. No one rushed us through that new content, right, that we got. So it was like, now people are rushed through the game so much that they miss all these little details. There's so many interesting little like tidbits and details and things that you can find and conversations you can have, and like, just, it's so rich with all these little things that you need to seek out, or like, not even seek out, but like, you need to take your time to like go around. I tend to, when I go to a new map, and I will try to do that with Secrets of the Obscure as much as I can as well. Like, I mean, it takes place in the sky, so I'm sure there's going to be like times where like I need a sky scale to get somewhere, but I'm going to try to like not use my mounts as much as I can so that I can walk around and really see like all the little details and all the little things that are happening. Like, it's about taking my time, because if I rush through the content, then yes, I'm going to feel like everyone else in a month from now. I won't have anything else. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't like to consume it like that. I feel like that's such a waste of the content. Like, really taking your time with it and taking in every little bit, that's just the best way to do that, you know? Oh yeah, it's definitely different, you know. It's max level is level 20. So usually by the time that you're done with like the starting area, you would be max level and you wouldn't have to consider those things, you know what I mean? Like you could immediately jump into all the end game stuff and whatever. Like, you know, they're very different games from each other and they're very different, and I understand that Guild Wars 2 is probably much harder to kind of cater to or whatever, you know. To kind of, it's more complex in the way that it tells its story and that it has its system set up and all these things. The combat is more complicated, and you know, I get all of that. I really do, but I just think that people, you know, miss a lot of the good things too. You know, there's a lot of details that people are not, you know, when people are like talking about like, oh, you know, World of Warcraft has like way deeper lore, and there's like a lot of like, yeah, obviously it does, right? Because it has like, you know, it had a huge franchise before World of Warcraft came out, and then it has like tons of books, and it has like, you know, has a way bigger budget than Guild Wars 2 will ever have, right? So yeah, obviously, but to, you know, comparatively, like Guild Wars has like, there's a lot of really cool stuff in the Guild Wars universe that you can like encounter and see and talk about, and, you know, so it's definitely like, it's so much better than some of these blander. There's some games that I play where I'm like, oh my god, like it's so bland. I'm not saying that it's bland, but like I'm playing through the like trial of Final Fantasy 14 and stuff, and you can really see the difference in that. Like you can really see that it's like a much different game. I've talked about this recently where like the leveling is just, it's so atrocious because you're just like going through and you have no voice acting, you know, and you have all these fetch quests. Like I can't believe that that people, you know, back then like that game. Like it feels so annoying that like every character I come across in the main story, they're just like, oh yeah, we need you to do 15 fetch quests before we trust you to do the next actual step. Like, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I had to throw this banquet. Was it yesterday or today? I was like playing through my main quest, like level 30 something, 40, almost 40, and they were just like, yeah, we need you to go here so that you, before you can fight this guy, because you have to do all these like things so we can throw a banquet, and then it's all not for the banquet, it's just a test to find out if you're good enough. And it's like, what do you mean good enough? Like, I've been fighting everything. You know, I've been fighting I fought I fought Ifrit. I fought like Ifrit or whatever. I fought like, you know, I'm fighting the Empire. I'm fighting all these different factions. You know, I'm like part of like a really powerful group. You still have to test me though. It's literally like they're stretching it out. It's like, oh my god. You know? Yeah, it feels super alive. It is super grindy, right? Well, now because they have this free, like you can get the free up to level 60 is like the trial, right? So the leveling is like really fast. They've like increased the XP. So just doing the main quest, like not even doing any side quests, just doing your main quest and going through your main quest, you out level the content by like a lot. Like I'm 10 levels above what I should be right now, just doing the main quest. And I'm just kind of like doing like my daily dungeons, which are fun. Like I love the dungeons, the way, you know, they have the Holy Trinity and stuff. The dungeons feel fun though, because I know my role as a healer and I go around and I like heal and it feels satisfying and it's fun. And I like the different dungeons. They all look different and, you know, they feel very different and they're, you know, it's fun. So I enjoy that. But like I said, some stretches of the main story quest, man, I'm just like, why do you have me do this? Like, you have me going around this map and I have to like do this and this and this and this. And people tell me like, oh yeah, it gets better with the expansion. Like, I'm sure it does, but it's just not having any voice acting and not having any ambient dialogue as I go around the map and stuff. I keep watching like YouTube videos and shit. Like I have like YouTube videos up and I just like watch that and as I'm running around. And I'm like, I get no immersion from that game whatsoever at all. Like not in dungeons, not going around the world, like none whatsoever. I have no immersion into that game at all. And I'm sure there's a bunch of little details that you can find, but the maps compared to Guild Wars 2 feel much blander to me. You know, where just like, oh, it's a you know, here's a landscape, and that's it. And there's monsters on it, and you kill them. And then you have a couple fates happen here and there, and it's like, okay, but there's no dialogue, right? There's no like anything that really happens, anything interesting. It's literally like, oh, this is happening and this is going on. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Like it doesn't, you know, a lot of the dynamic events in Guild Wars tie into the like larger like you know, narrative of the game or the map. Mostly it's like for the map, right? So there's like different things that have to do, like every map tells a story in Guild Wars 2, and that's really cool because it's like, you know, you can really feel it because a lot of them build up. Like the other day I did Harathi Hinterlands, and I was just going around. I was just literally walking around Harathi Hinterlands, and I was just like doing a couple events here, killing some centaurs, going around here and like doing whatever and running around, and then it led me into like doing the meta event. Like I just happened to come across this camp that needed defending, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do that. And then they're like, oh, now we have to go to this camp, and I'm like, oh, let me go to that camp. And then it's like, oh, and then people started arriving in the map because this is when the meta event is happening, right? So everyone's like spawning in, and all of a sudden like you get these events that are like scaling up, right? So they're like more enemies all of a sudden, and it's like all these people are getting like pumped for the like meta event and stuff, and I'm like, whoa, okay, and I'm following it, and it's like, and I've done the meta event like God knows how many times, but it just felt like so fresh. Like I hadn't done it in a few months, and I'm just like, oh man, this is really cool. You know, I'm in Centaur territory, and I'm just thinking about like all the Centaur lore, and I started like looking all of it up and stuff, you know, like with the woodland cascades and stuff. Which, oh, that's what actually led me eventually looking up Samurag. That's where that actually went when I looked up Samurag, because then the Bastion of the Penitent is in the woodland cascades, and then I just kind of looked that up. But if PvP kind of fun in my opinion, yeah, voice acting Guild Wars 2. I mean, and you know, that's the greatest thing about Guild Wars 2, and it's also its greatest downfall, right? Because it's a game that's translated into like 5 other languages. So whenever they have voice acting, it needs to be translated into like not just like you know, we have the commander with like 10 different voices because it's like 5 races and it's male and female, right? But it's also like 5 languages. So it's 50 times that they have to record the same dialogue over and over again for the commander. You know, and the commander, being the main character, talks a lot. There's a lot of conversation happening. So there's like, I mean, and that costs a lot of money too, you know, and then even like every text that's written in game, every blog post they have has to be translated into all these languages, you know. So it's the greatest thing about Guild Wars 2, I want to say, is the voice acting, that we do have all this ambient dialogue and we do have like these maps that feel alive, but it's also like that's what's holding it back a lot. Because, you know, they don't want to release a map like Firehard Rise that barely has any dialogue happening whatsoever, and just make it feel really bland like another MMOs, you know? So they feel it's crazy because they have such a specifically the Tamini or the Modnir. The Modnir are in charge of the other Centaur tribes, right? But they have such a hatred because they were almost eliminated by humans at the Eye of the North, almost went extinct, and they have such a hatred for humans, right? And you can really feel that with like how much they like just despise humans. I'm gonna go, speaking of centaurs, let's go kill Kurai. They have such a hatred, right? That's what makes them such villains, because they're not necessarily angry at like the world. They're not xenophobic like the Crate, but they're specifically like, fuck humans. You know, we hate the humans. We don't want the humans around, right? The humans and the Norn, because the Modnir were like, you know, in the mountains, so they dealt with the Norn as well. But
You know this superstar by now. Let's hear it.
but I think that's what makes them so like, because they hate the humans so much, right? And I know that, again, we're talking about like that would make it for like a human-centric story and stuff, which, you know, I get that that's not always fun and blah blah blah, but yeah, there's just something about the centaurs. I really, I mean, I while I will say, like, I would love to see more peaceful Centaur. Like, we've seen the ones out in the Maguma Wastes, right? But we only see them for that, like, one instance. Like, we only see them for, like, that, you know, that instance being, you know, the ones that are out there, like, during Season 2, right? That's the only times we see friendly Centaurs. I would love to see more friendly Centaurs, more Centaurs like Ventari, you know? Like, just, that would be really cool to me. Like, seeing more of that. I don't know. That's just... Or maybe even, like, having, like, an expansion. Like, imagine an expansion that's Centaur heavy, right? We go into the Woodland Cascades. Like, I'm talking about mini expansion. I'm not talking about, like, regular expansion. I'm talking mini expansion, right? And we have 3 maps that are in the Woodland Cascades. And eventually, we deal with the leadership of the Centaurs. Like, you know, Olgoth is dead, right? But I'm sure, you know, he was just probably one among many that kind of feel the same way. But what if we, like, kind of eliminate all of them, and then there's, like, a couple of them left, and they're like, you know, we didn't really want this, but we were forced by our Modnir overlords or whatever, because the Modnir are in charge, you know, to fight this war, but we're just as sick and tired of it, you know, and we would be willing to, like, make a treaty with the Queen, to, like, you know, we can stay in the Woodland Cascades and they can have their lands as long as they don't invade us, and as long as they let our people free or whatever, you know, let us pass through their lands or trade with us or whatever, right? And they become friendly, and then we're, like, from then on, like, Centaurs are, like, one of our, you know, one of the good races or something. I don't know. It would be kind of cool after so many years, because, you know, they were both, you know, like that's the thing with the Char, right? The Char were, like, exclusively evil in Guild Wars 1 until Eye of the North, where we met, like, one warband that was, like, nice. And then now we can play as them because they actually have a treaty, and it's like everything is, like, you know, oh yeah, they're actually, like, cool now, and we're, like, cool to hang out with them or whatever, right? And it's like, that would be really cool to have the Centaurs be kind of like the Omicron in a way, you know, where they were, like, tucked away, and then they became friends for, like, a, you know, they appear every so often. Now we see them pop up. You know, the Festival of the Four Winds has some of them that are there, and during Season 4 they were, like, our helpers with everything and stuff. Like, I would like to see that. I think that would be kind of cool. I don't know, that would be just, you know, random thought. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Hey, Roxas has not been killed. Or wait, no, this is asshole. This is butt asshole. I hate him. I hate him. Let's go fight him. Sparkus. Sparkus! I hate you! You're the worst out of all these bosses, because you set me on fire so much. It's unbelievable. Centaur playable race? Well, that's never gonna happen. I don't think we'll ever see. I know people want to see playable races. I'm just trying to be, like, the voice of reason here. It's not gonna happen. We're never gonna see a playable race, unfortunately. I mean, I would have loved to have seen Tengu. Oh my god, I was prepared to have Tengu for End of Dragons, man. I was mentally ready for it. Boom Boom Banes. Whoa, no one was fighting Boom Boom Banes? Oh Jesus. Oh jeez, look at her. So powerful now. She has all these abilities. She's gonna flatten all of us. Look at that. She has 5 extra abilities, and she has, like, over 60% health. I would love to see a new playable race, but unfortunately, I think as long as Guild Wars 2 is in the hands of ArenaNet, or a studio that's, you know, that's not so big, that doesn't have... I feel like they don't get as much support from NCSoft as they should, but I don't know how all that works anyways. You know, as long as that's the case, we'll never see a playable race, I don't think. Because, you know, you got to think about that. You got to think about how, like, they have made the scales of the expansions even smaller now. Like, they didn't go bigger with the expansions, they went smaller with the expansions. So if we didn't see a playable race with the earlier expansions, why would we see them now? you know, in the smaller expansions. Like, unfortunately, it's not. I don't think that's something that's even on the table for ArenaNet right now. I think, and I've talked about this so much, I think that one thing they really, really missed the mark on, that's something that, you know, ArenaNet has this weird complex, and I just want to talk about this for a minute, and it's going to lead into what I was going to say, but ArenaNet has this complex of, they never admit to their faults. They never say, hey, we really know that End of Dragons wasn't as good as it could have been. And we're sorry for that, but we're gonna try to do better. Like, they never do that, right? They always release it. Like, maybe internally they realize that, hey, what they just released wasn't as good, but they never openly admit to that. And that's something that always breaks my heart, because I feel like, you know, admitting that openly to your consumer base, to the people, you know, the players and stuff, I feel like that would kind of go to mend a lot of the drama and a lot of the like negativity that people like. I think if they stepped forward and said, hey, you know, Yaladelph was a total misstep, Ice Boot Saga was a total misstep, like, we're gonna try to do better, right? But they always twist it in a way where they're like, well, you know, we reviewed how everything is and we kind of want to like change it a little bit, but it's like, but that's not really what you're saying, right? You're saying that you kind of fucked up, but you're not actually saying that, right? Which is kind of, you know, I'm one of those people, I'm super honest, so when I really fuck up, I'm like, I'm sorry, I fucked up. I fucked up. I don't know what to tell you, you know? I have no excuse, I made a mistake, and that's how it is. Like, I'm brutally honest when it comes to stuff like that. And I wish, I'm not saying they need to be about that with everything. They don't need to say, I'm sorry for everything they release. But I'm saying there's, like, certain obvious ones where it's like, Yaladelph, like, part 2, for example. Like, part 1, they didn't have to do that. I think part 1 still wasn't very great, but, you know, it was good. It was there. It was a thing, you know? But then part 2 was just kind of like, what is this? This was a huge letdown, right? To kind of say, guys, we're really sorry, whatever, right? But I also think that, you know, if they do that internally, that kind of leads into, if they only do it internally, it kind of like, it leads them to like maybe do better stuff and whatever. But I think it's part of the communication between the two parties. I think it's just, you know, we want to be like one united front, and we can't do that if you do all of the stuff internally and don't communicate any of it to us like externally. Like, that's, you know, and that kind of leads me to, let's say, playable races, right? So End of Dragons, a lot of people, like, what did a lot of people expect, right? What did a lot of people sit there and really wanted to see? Well, Tengu as a playable race, right? It was on everyone's mind. You know, Ice Boot Saga was such a weird lead up to it as well, right? Where one of the dragon response missions leads right up to the Minion of Winds. All of a sudden we have Tengu in the fold. Like, yes, we kind of brought in a bunch of other races as well, but like, you know, Coden War understandable because, you know, they live in the mountains and they deal with Jormag. Okay, the dwarves are understandable. They live in the mountains and they deal with Jormag and Primordus both. So it's like, okay, that's understandable, right? There was a lot of them that like made sense. Like the Exalted helping us. Well, they, you know, they are all about the dragons. Like, they came into existence because of a dragon, right? Because of like Glint's legacy and stuff. So, like, because of Oreen and stuff. So they're like, you know, they're tied into that. Right, so it's like a lot of these supporting races kind of had a reason to be there, but like the Tengu, they didn't really have, like, we were told that they deal with Primordus and all this stuff like that's happening in the Dominion of Winds, like they're digging up in there and stuff. But it's like we've never seen that. They've been very hostile towards us. You know, when Scarlet invaded Lion's Arch, they like shut down the gates and they shot us down with arrows. You know, they didn't want anything to do with it, right? It was like this whole thing. So it's just like so weird that all of a sudden they would have an Ice Saga leading, and the path for the Dragon Response mission led right up into the gate of Dominion to the Dominion of Winds and talking about the stuff that's going on in the Dominion, right? Giving us a little bit of insight about how like we were like the children, the child Tengus. I don't know what small Tengus are called. But they were told that the outside world is like dangerous, and the races out there are like they're gonna kill you or whatever. It was like really bad, right? Calidris was the one that told us that, and it's just kind of like, okay, so you lead into that, like you do that, you lead into that, and then you have End of Dragons come out, and people think Tengu are coming out, right? And they didn't come out. So it's just kind of like, okay, so
Find everything you need here.
that's kind of a misplay on your part, right? Because you set it up like, hey, the Tengu are a huge part in End of Dragons. The Tengu, we're dealing with them. We're kind of setting, like, sowing the seeds of like, hey, maybe the outside world isn't so bad, right? To maybe eventually open the gate for Dominion of Winds, which could act as like their their city. Like everyone, every city or every race has their own city, right? So that could be theirs, right? There's like a whole setup to it, right? It's just like, oh, okay, this really works. And then they didn't do that, so that's kind of on ArenaNet. So they could have just said, hey, this wasn't something in our scope. This wasn't something that we could have done. It was too much for us. We were already under crunch or whatever, right? Whatever they want to come up with, but at least say like, sorry, we know that you guys were kind of expecting that, but we didn't do that. But hey, and I feel like, because that leads into like, okay, well, then you're going to get ideas to maybe something else. Here's what I originally want to talk about before I started all of this, was combat tonics. We have so many combat tonics, right? And there's even a Coden one. But why can't we have like combat tonics for other races? You know what I mean? Like, we have animations for all these other races, and making like a gliding animation for Tengu. Like, I'm saying, like, yes, you can't fashion a combat tonic or whatever, but I'm saying, like, instead of creating a whole new race, which is obviously out of your scope, which is obviously something you can't do, at least give us that, right? At least give us some combat tonics that is like Tengu. Like, don't give me my Trin. I can create my own character that looks like my Trin, right? That's not what combat tonics should be used for, right? Don't give me like when you look at all the strikes for End of Dragons, you can get a combat tonic for every single enemy, for every single boss that you fight or whatever, like for every single strike mission in End of Dragons. Out of 4 of them, you can create 3 of them yourselves, because one is Anka, one is the guy for the Ministry of Security, the Minister of Security, whatever his name is, and the other one is my Trin. Like, you're giving us 3, like 2 humans and a Asura character. We can create those ourselves. Like, that's not really something where I'm like, ooh, the last one is interesting because that's a Void one. So that's like a different, like, but what about having those other races that we can't play? A playable, a combat tonic for a Skrid, a combat tonic for Quaggan. Like, we're never gonna get those as playable races. A Largos, like, at least give us those, and not just one. Give us different ones, because we can't, on combat tonics, we can't make our own fashion, right? The idea is we can't create our own fashion when we have a combat tonics, which is like a huge no-no, right? But give us different models, right? You already have different models for all the Tengu, right? There's different like bird models. So give us different bird models in the combat tonic. That could be something earnable in game. I don't think that's super hard to make, right? You already have fighting animations. You already have like all these different things. Why not create that? Like, I don't know, that's kind of like, and I've been saying this for like a long time, where I feel like, playable races are so out of the scope, but hey, give me combat tonics, so I can at least role play as a Tengu. I can at least say, like, in my own headcanon, if I want to, LARP in game or whatever, role play in game, like that, like, hey, I'm a Tengu, I can name myself like a Tengu, and I'm always in that tonic when I'm walking around in the open world. You know what I mean? I get that it's kind of annoying because you always have to equip it. But like, the Coden one, for example, I use that a lot. Like, I like that one. I think it's very cool. You know, or making some of these other ones like, you know, we have the Shadow Warrior. I mean, that's not very like, ooh, that's cool, you know, but they could create like, they could create so many different ones. The Omicron one is so cool. Look at that. Like, that is so cool right there. You can walk around in this like really cool looking like char like creature, you know? It uses the same skeleton as a char, but hey, it's there. It's a different, like, you can transform into that. It's really cool. So, the Coden Combat Tonic is awesome, isn't it? Yeah, well, the problem with costume though is that you can't use it like, you mean like one of the regular tonics, because you can't use them in combat, right? I can't use this in combat. This is a custom brawl. So, like, not saying that I want to play as a Dust Mite, okay? Not at all, but you know, or like a chest. Like, those are fine with the way they are, right? It's like, ooh, the chest. But there's so many of them that are really cool. The Coden one is probably my favorite. Just because the Coden are like really cool. I hate that it like resets your camera, but that's okay. I mean, it's kind of cool, but there's some there's some really cool armors that's the Icebird Saga got for the Coden and stuff. I would love to have that. But yeah, I mean, this is like, you know, if you play Norn and you go into like a Coden thing, like, I don't know, that's like the closest we'll ever get to a Coden playable race. Like, we'll never see it otherwise. Like, for sure, we're never gonna see that. But oh, an outfit. Well, that's actually a really good idea. That's actually a really good idea. You're not wrong on that. Making them into outfits. That's even a better idea than mine, because it's just like, it's, you put that on. It's an outfit. You're right, and you can color that. They can have dye channels on it where you can have like the Coden. You can make a brown bear out of it, or a black bear, or a green bear, or a pink bear, because you can change the color. That's actually a really good idea. I love that. See, this is what I love. See, we're coming up with like combined, we made like this really, really cool thing. So, just because I just used the chest, someone else used it, I think. Because that's so random. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a really good idea. I think you have a point. Make him into outfits. I mean, the outfits, like, the thing about the Guild Wars 1 outfits were always like, I mean, the thing is like, you can't, so here's the thing, right? So in Guild Wars, or in Guild Wars 2, you can only hide the headpiece, right? But check it out, this one right here, we can't actually do that on the new one. What just attacked me? Hello? I'm in combat with something. Hello? I don't know. But yeah, so this is already like right here. They can have all of them where, you know, because it would be kind of weird having a Coden outfit, but then removing the headpiece and then having the rest of the body. So they can do the same that they did with the hologram, where you can't remove the headpiece. I think, you know, they kind of missed the mark on the race skills, the racial skills. I don't know. I just, you know, I don't know how I feel about it. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Because they're just not good skills, you know, and it's like, how do you balance around these skills? Like, you know, they don't want race to affect your, like, your effectiveness in battle, right? So it's like, you know, that's a tough one. I don't know. I kind of understand that, you know. I mean, they're not good now, but yeah, I don't know. I just think that you know, because we talk about like rewards, right? And what are the only rewards that we can get right now? Like the high-end rewards. They're all RNG infusions, right? That's the only thing you have is like RNG infusions. Like infusions is the end game item. So that's why I always thought like combat tonic. You know, let me earn some combat tonics in game. You know, or something like that. You know, get me more than like characters that I can create myself. Like I don't need a Minister of Security combat tonic. I can make that guy if I want to. I get a makeover kit and I just make that guy and I can say I'm that guy. And I can play as that guy and that's it. I don't need a combat tonic to do that. So it's kind of weird. It's like a super missed mark, but they're really hammering down the whole like infusion. That's the new thing, infusion. It's like, oh boy. What are those swords? I get it. I mean, I do understand. Yeah. We all have dreams, right? Didn't I just say that? We all have dreams. Doesn't matter how crazy they are. I should maybe, while we have some time, buy some of these. What are some cool skins? So I already have the short bow. I have the long bow. What is this? This is the great sword. The great sword is kind of cool. I don't like greatsword. I'm not a greatsword. I like the bow. I like both of the bows. I think both of the bows are really cool. Especially their like divine counterparts. I just bought this one. I think it's so cool because they're golden. Look at this. It's so beautiful. I love it. Yeah, I just bought that. I don't have the pillar yet. Oh god, they're so expensive too. I don't have the hammer yet. I do have the scepter. I did buy the scepter the other day. Because I'm hoping that with... yeah, I'm hoping that with the scepter for Revenant that I will be able to use that all of the time. The pillar, the problem is that it's so short. I really hate it. Like, when it's so... Look at how dumb that looks. That looks really stupid. Like, it's just kind of hanging off and it's not... I wish this extended a little bit. Like, that would be nice. Punisher. Why do I have the mace? Why do I have the sovereign mace? I somehow have that skin. I don't know why. Ooh, the shield is really nice too. That's a nice shield. I like it a lot. I might get the shield. Get the shield. And don't have the sword? It's a really long sword. How does it look stowed? Oh, not that bad. Not that bad at all, at all. Welcome everyone. I hope you guys are doing good. We just got done discussing combat tonics. That was a super fun discussion. What is this? Oh, it's the axe. Axe might be interesting. Beacon. I don't know. Herald. That's probably the weakest one out of the set. It's a nice set. I've always enjoyed it, but you know, I'm a sucker for gold. What can I say? What can I say, friends? I'm a sucker for gold. Oh god, we gotta make a decision. All right, let's get the axe. And let's get, what else can we get? This is the dagger. The sword. Let's get the sword. Boom. All right, cool. We're slowly unlocking all of these skins that I've been missing out on for a long time. We're talking about hopes and dreams for the expansion. We're talking about, yeah, pretty much that. All right, where are we gonna go? Let's defeat Hablion. I always like defeating Hablion. He's a douchebag. Douchebag Hablion. Oh, hello. Hello. Where is he? There he is. Hello, Hab. Oh my good god. Whoa. I'm gonna try at some point, you know, it really depends on like how I can get time going and stuff. I really wanted, there was a point where I wanted to do like did you know shorts like twice a week. But then I would be going through facts so fast and I'm like, oh, I might run out of facts really quickly there. I don't know. Why are we doing this behind the pillar? Why? Why are we luring him behind the pillar? Like what is that? We're just gonna get teleported, bro. Yeah, bye. You just fell off. And now, where are you going now? Oh my god, now you're following? Good god. No, stop it. This is insanity right now. This is absolutely insane. Okay, stop. I just keep getting down and then getting back up and getting down and getting back up. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, so funny. But it's, you know, it's really, there it is. I was like, I know that death penalty eventually is gonna get me, so. But it's really cool to think that even veterans, I can get a couple of veterans here and there that don't know some of the facts that I'm talking about. It's really cool because I'm just like, oh man, it feels nice, right? Because I don't want to have it where like veterans are like, yeah, we've known about this for like 10 years now. You're not talking about anything special here, you know? It's like I want to find the stuff where everyone's like, whoa, really? That's cool. Like there's a bunch. I don't know, for anyone that's interested in more facts like that, I have a whole series on my series, I don't know. It's 3 videos. It's 3 videos about animal facts and Easter eggs in Guild Wars 2, and it's really cool because there's like a lot of like obscure things that I didn't even know that I've like learned over doing that, and there's some really cool stuff in there. I couldn't even tell you which one of my favorite is because all 3 are just packed with like these random like things that you would never ever like, I don't know, if you're not looking for it, a lot of them are very obscure. Well, that's good to know. I'm glad that I can still show you guys some stuff. I have like a bunch more written down here, some of which will be known by a lot of people, and some not. Boom is at 99%. Not but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I love those little things. Like it's all about, you know, that's what the channel is all about, is enhancing your experiences, your experience of Guild Wars 2. Hazel, get up, Hazel. You nut, you Hazel nut. What are you doing? Sleeping on the job, Char? That's not fun. You're gonna die. Die, and I'm not happy about it. Stop luring him around the pillars. It's not helping anything. You're making all my attacks block. It's not fair. Stop it. And then I do want to talk about, like, there is a video eventually that I'm going to do for the... I'm going to keep... There's 2 videos that I would like to do about other expansions, but it depends on what we're getting for Secrets of the Obscure. I would like to make a video about a God expansion, kind of giving a concept, giving an idea, maybe some details, da 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 da, about like what I could see happen, or whatever. And then the other one is underwater, like we said. But the problem is that I think we might, there is a chance that during Secrets of the Obscure, we'll get some kind of information about it. And I'd like to not make a video and have it be invalidated within the next month. So I'm gonna wait until that comes out and then slowly work on that. Work on that series. But or work on those 2 videos. It's not gonna be really a series, but I mean, I could make it a series if people wanted to see more of like concepts that I can come up with for expansions. There's a bunch of ideas that I have. Like, there's a Sears expansion that I have in my mind. There's like a new continent expansion that I have in my mind. I don't know if you guys can hear me wildly clicking my mouse. I'm like, that's really annoying. I'm like annoying myself right now with the clicking that I'm doing. But it's all about the twirling and the shooting and the twirling and the shooting when you're doing the mirage. Whoa, both of them got defeated at the same time. Who's the last one left? Oh, Kurai. Oh, jeez. Great, that's gonna be super annoying. Oh, he died. No. Wait, what? Why did it have the second horn? Can I get out of combat, please? What is Kurai at? Oh, he's dead. Okay. Festival tokens! Yay! Festival tokens! Whee! Bags inside of bags, inside of bags, inside of bags. Boop, boop, boop. Nope, I don't want to raise. Let's go to the other. Where is the person? Over there. There's a bunch of really cool ideas that I have. I don't know. There's always that like thought in the back of my mind where, when I come up with a concept like that, or when I talk about something like that, I always think like maybe someone at ArenaNet is gonna see that and think it's a really good idea and use it. And it's not for the sense of like I want to get the credit of being the one that came up with it. Like, that's not the point. But the point is like I make those concepts and those videos because I'm like, I wish to experience that in the game. That's all it's about. Like, whatever. And it's like, oh god, I don't know why I made that sound. That was weird. Made like a little squeaky sound. I don't know if you guys heard that. I was like, I don't know. I was letting air out like a balloon. Dumb. Alright, anyways. Yeah, I don't have that.
Find everything you need here.
How do I unlock this? You must take corresponding weapon. Oh yeah, because I don't like those. I don't have any of those unlocked, but I do want to get more of these. I can get 2 of them. I can get the axe and the torch. So much gold. Stop taking all my gold and poor now. Ugh. I don't like farming gold. These are not, like, this is a weird, like, this is not a good skin. Do people like the skin? Is this worth 4 gold and 1,000? Like, it's 2 pickaxes that they stuck together. This is kind of cool because it has, like, a blue-purple effect, so I kind of get that. That's kind of cool. But it's so long, too. Like, what? Like, this is not... These are all, like, you can tell that these are all, like, left over from something. Don't these look like the guild weapons that you can get unlocked? Like, kind of the windswept? Don't these look like the weird stuff that looks like the guild stuff? I don't know if they had, like, ideas for, like, another set or something, and they kind of were like, well, just stick it in here, it's fine. I don't know. I love that we get these. So I have no more space in my bank. So there's gonna be I'm leaving my bank, guys. I'm leaving my bank the way it is. It's a freaking disaster. I have no space. I have literally one spot in the bank. I'm leaving that until like probably a week before Secrets of the Obscure comes out or something. And I'm going to do stream where, for those of you that are interested in seeing the satisfaction, but I'm going to clean out my whole bank. I'm going to throw all this shit away that I don't need. All this shit away that, like, these skins, random skins that I have, these items. I'm gonna break everything down. I'm gonna break down as much as I can, and just like, you know, sell whatever I don't need. Like, that's gonna happen. I'm gonna need to clean it out. I'm gonna wait right before the expansion comes out to do that. Like, there's skins like these, for example, that I have sitting in there. There's like, I'm probably gonna throw out all my books that I have. Like, I don't think we're ever gonna see a library, and I just have all these books in there, and I don't care to have them in there. I have a bank tap and a half full of books, and I'm like, why do I even have this? I don't care. Like, I will never read it in game. I'll probably look at the wiki for it. So let's do this race. So I'm gonna be doing that. If you guys are interested in that, that'll happen probably about a week or so before I'll announce it, and we'll do that, and we can kind of talk about, like, you know, the exciting things for the expansion that we're, you know, we've probably up until that point we'll have gotten more information, and, you know, so it's probably gonna be like everyone's super hyped, right? And we're just gonna ride that hype train while cleaning up, and maybe I'll buy another bank tab or something just to have extra space. Yeah, and then that's that. God, I hate this part right here. Ooh, okay. I'm just trying to beat my personal time, honestly. I know I can't ever be first, but... Whee! I don't want to use it. I feel like I'm just going to launch myself right off the edge there. These skills are really cool. Wouldn't it be awesome if we had, like, I know elite specs are a little like, they're not in scope right now, and I don't think we'll ever not see any. I think there's gonna be a point where Arena is probably gonna be like, you know, we're ready to add some more into the game or something, maybe. I don't know. But wouldn't it be really cool to see, like, to see like a Zephyrite with like the maybe something for the Elementalist or something, but instead of having like 4 elements, you just channel the like 3 aspects of the Zephyrites. Like, I think that would be really cool. Oh, I only have one more. Oh, there we go. Whee. Whee. Wait, I'm second? Oh, wow, nice. All right, I did not I did. I'm okay with it. I love it. Oh, Dolyak. So cute, baby Dolyak. Awesome. More tokens. Tokens are the way to go right now. I'm just gonna wait until that's done. What else is there to do around here? Maybe some of the other races? Yeah, I could do the skiff race. I like doing that skiff race. Whee. But that, I think that would be kind of cool, having like be like just channeling the Zephyrite, like, you know, I don't know, having that as the can you, well, is it too close? Probably. All right, let's what now? I think I just gotta go through the flag is what it is, right? I think. Okay, play. Go. I'm gonna use boost in a second here. And boosting. Woo! Okay, there's one tricky part that's coming up, right? Which is right here. You have to like slow down, and I just can't ever get it. Because I'm pressing to the left and back, and it's literally making me turn completely the wrong way. Oh my god, I fucked up so hard. Give me turbo, please, give me turbo. Whee! That's also another like video series that I'm thinking about, like just doing random, because I know people really loved the elite specialization speculations that I did. I mean, it was just like my most watched videos. You know, I mean, you know, back then my videos were shit. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys, my videos were fucking garbage when I first started this channel. The videos are still up, but they're not good. But the concepts themselves I really enjoyed. But I would like to actually take it like a step further and like really just like flesh out these really cool elite specializations, you know. Even if they're not on the table right now, we might see them at some point. I don't know, guys. All we can do is support ArenaNet and hope that they make the right decision, right? Turbo! Whee! Yay! Oh, I thought we would get extra like festival tokens for finishing. Do you guys see that formation of stars over on the left? That's strange. I've never noticed that. Is this the regular Tyrian sky? Oh god, that was awful. Terrible. Is this the regular Tyrian? It is, because we have the 2 added stars right there. You see that? That's weird. It's like a little diamond shape. Like a little whatever cut that is. Is that on every map? I must investigate. So find the 2 right there. Oh yeah, they are. That's a formation that's always there. Interesting. What is that? Do you see that? That's like a little galaxy. I don't know if that's clear on the capture. That looks really strange, doesn't it? Like all these objects, there's like some right there, and there's some right there, and right there. They're not just stars, because they're like blue. They're like blue and like shiny looking. I wonder if they have changed anything on the sky. Again, you know, like those 2 stars right there. Which are, you know, when I made that video, it was like not clear, but like when you go in game, they're like super obvious, like boom, they're right there. It's like crazy, I don't know. I don't see anything else. I saw that one, there was one star that was kind of brightish. That one right there. But I think that's always been like that. Yeah, I don't know if anything has changed. Nothing stands out, but who knows? I don't know. Can we collect baskets? Let's do our dailies. You can collect daily baskets. Yeah, so just so you guys know as well, I don't know if there's new people here or what. So tomorrow, if we get like a cool announcement or some kind of blog post or something interesting to talk about, or you know, Secrets of the Obscure or something, I'll stream Guild Wars 2. If nothing revolutionary happens, I'll probably just stream Guild Wars 1. We're doing a playthrough of Guild Wars 1 right now. We're still in Ascalon, we just got like through the searing, I think, didn't we? I think we like finished off like right after the searing or something. We did a little bit of like in Ascalon and stuff. We got like new armor and stuff, but yeah, no, we're just right in the beginning of the game pretty much. So we're playing, and I kind of want to play through all of it. I've been thinking about, I don't know how people feel. That was my third basket, right? So that didn't trigger me. I gotta look at my daily. Nope, just the boss blitz.
What should I do with the
Okay, Ascalon Minor. Let's go to Ascalon, here we come. Where can we mine a lot? No, Ascalon, maybe here. I forgot what I was saying. Oh my god. Oh yeah, so my question is, do people want me to play through, I want to play through all of the different campaigns, but do people want me to play the same character, or do people want me to make like a fresh character for factions and a fresh character for Nightfall? I would like to rather do fresh characters. I know that that's kind of like, oh, well, you got to delete your old character and then just like make a new character, but like, you know, whatever, who cares, you know? I just feel like you get, because that way you get the full experience, like, especially in Nightfall. I feel like it's so important because, like, Nightfall, there's a lot of, like, that gets told to you early on that's, like, kind of very important to the story later on, right? Like, where you get, like, the whole thing with Cormier, you know, being the one that kind of finds the awakens to like the evil, like she's the one that started Nightfall pretty much, right? And it's like kind of like, whoa, that's crazy. And you never really get to experience that if you don't have a fresh character in that game. So I would prefer making new characters for each expansion or campaign rather, and just play through that with them, with new characters, and make like I don't know, like I haven't, I like Paragon, and I don't have a Paragon character, so I was thinking like, you know, ooh, what do we have here? Hello, hello, hello. I'm gonna kill all of you. Hello. It is. It's a great story, right? So I'm thinking, and like I said, Paragon is something that I actually really like the concept of Paragon, like using shouts and arias and hymns and stuff to like strengthen your friends or whatever. I feel like there's like a lot of cool stuff that you can make with it. And I used to have a Paragon. I used to have a female Paragon. She was like in gold and or white and purple outfit and stuff, and she was cool. But I was thinking about like making a male Paragon, like that would be really cool. I would really enjoy that. So I'm thinking that's probably what we're gonna do. Yeah, and then just kind of experience all of that. I think Nightfall, going into Secrets of the Obscure, I think Nightfall is gonna be very, very important. In the sense that we, you know, the Realm of Torment felt very demonic, right? There was a lot of like demon influence to it, right? You have the like the heart of Torment or whatever that's called, where Brandon Mine. Oh, that's that's a really easy one. I can do that very easily. Where, what was I saying? God, guys. Why do I always have like the worst short-term memory ever? What was I saying? Oh yeah, the Realm of Torment. The Heart of Torment is where you see all the like teeth and the fleshy stuff, like really gross, right? And there's a lot of like demon influence in there, right? There's a lot of like, we see demons in there, and we get some lore about some interesting stuff that maybe comes back. Like, you know, who knows? They might lean onto some existing stuff that's already been established. And Abaddon, you know, Abaddon and the Realm of Torment will probably be the closest things, beside like the Underworld, of course, and the Fissure of Woe and stuff. But yeah, so I would like to go there. You know, we also get some really cool god stuff there, because we get the interaction with the avatars and stuff. That we have at the end where they're kind of like, yeah, well, we can't really help you, but here's our blessing. And they're like, and Cormier's like, the fuck does that even mean? Yeah. I like the dervish. I've never been good at playing a dervish. I like the concept of dervish, because the herald is pretty much in Guild Wars 2 the dervish, right? It's the same thing, where you kind of, you know, you put a boon on you and then you strip that off in order to do something else with it, right? That's kind of what the herald does. And I like that idea. I mean, I really like that the concept of the dervish, you know, the transformations into the gods and stuff. That's really cool to me. I do like them a lot. And there's a lot of different things you can do. Like, I used to have, for the longest time, I used to have a dervish healer on my team. I actually would take Milani and give her the transformation for Duena and have her, like, just use a staff so that she was long range and have her, like, strip enchantments off of herself in order to, like, heal and stuff. And it was pretty effective. It was pretty good. I guess ritualists are still top dogs when it comes to healing, but that was always fun. I feel like there's potential for them to be like special. I don't even know why I'm going here. I think you meant to say Paragon Pretty? Prairie? Paragon Prairie. I think even as a Paragon Pretty or something. I love the little, like, the wings that they get, the golden wings and stuff. Like, that's cool to me. Yeah, and I like being a supporty character. I also like staying back. So I'm not a character that likes, like, rushing in or whatever in combat. I don't know, unless it's like an assassin. Assassin is like so satisfying. Oh god, assassins, yeah, they're so satisfying. Queen Jenna can choke on that treaty. Hey, Gregold, take my advice. Learn from his no reason to repeat. Look, that's some scary. Look at that. That's scary. It's so scary. Can I, like? Okay, there it is. Nightmare fuel. It's just like two eyeballs floating in front of hair. So funny. There's also Joanna over here. We have Joanna that.
Are you a hero?
She talks. A char came through this gap and headed to the farm. Then it went all wavy and disappeared like a ghost. Nobody believes me, but I saw it. Strange. Did you hear anything? No, it just ran by. You couldn't hear the footsteps even. I only felt the breeze. Then gone. So there's like something that's going on there. Like, what's in there? Oh man, mysteries, guys. So many mysteries. I love how there's like 3 of them hanging out. Is there anything else we want to do today? It's already pretty late. I know, like I know for some of you guys it's like probably midday, but for me it's 2 in the morning. So I'm probably gonna have to head out now. Yeah, but thank you guys again. If you guys want to be members, we have cool badges. If you're a member for a long time, you can get like a golden badge. There's 5 different badges pretty much that you can get. So you know, if you want to support the channel, there's also a oh god, what's the name? Merch store. I have a merch store. I'm trying to add more things to it. I have a couple of ideas for other things that I want to add, but you know, all that takes time to create and post and do whatever. So if you guys want to support the channel that way, super chats are available. You guys can go to my donation page if you want to as well. All of that stuff is down below. Check that out if you want to. I really appreciate all the likes and comments that I've been getting though. The channel has seen like a huge increase in just viewership and, you know, getting out there and stuff, which is really, really nice. I do have a Discord. I'm kind of weird about Discord because it doesn't always notify me when someone sends me a friend request, and then I see it like 3 weeks later, and then 99% of the time it's someone just trying to sell me some art, which I'm like, I don't buy art. Like everything that you guys see I usually make myself, okay, and it shows because I'm not very artistic, so it's kind of like you know, whatever. I'm probably most definitely gonna have a Did You Know on Friday, because why not, right? I think I have enough time. And like I said, I'm working on a fake lore, on a pseudo lore video right now for the Eternal Battlegrounds, which is super fun. Stonemist Castle, you know, all that stuff. And yeah, so I'm working on that, and then I don't know, like I said, tomorrow's stream is gonna be depending on what we get tomorrow. I don't know if we're gonna get anything. I don't think we will. You know, they already delayed last week's blog post, so I don't think we're gonna get a blog post tomorrow, because, you know, if they're already lagging behind, but if they were already lagging behind last week's, I don't think they're gonna get another one done this week. Would be nice to get something more info on relics, or more info on anything really, on the weapons or something. Maybe some beta weekends, that would be nice. I can't believe they're not having any this time around, but it is what it is. Maybe they're not, maybe they will have them, who knows. But anyways, that's gonna be it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys very, very much, and make sure you leave a like and a comment and all the stuff. That really, really helps me out, and you know, it incentivizes me to make even more content for you guys, and I really appreciate it. And thank you everyone that was here. Thank you Garbage Day Cleveland, Softar, Alferzo, I'm probably saying all of these wrong, Chicken of course, Jacob, Emily, as always, thank you guys for being here, all three of you. Dark Lord was here earlier, which is really awesome. So and everyone else that's in the background just kind of hanging out. I really appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow.